What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream today. So today, as you guys know, today is Monday. So Monday we play some games and we answer some questions. So I'm still playing Control. I'll be honest, I've been so busy this week that I haven't even touched Control since since last week. So I actually haven't touched the game since we played it. I am not going to continue the game today though. I'm going to continue from where I was when you last saw it. But welcome everyone to the stream. Welcome. Hope you've had a nice weekend. I had a lovely weekend. Last Friday, I actually went to the Stanley Kubrick exhibition. It's still a couple of days until it actually goes away. So if you actually live in London, or if you are going to London soon, you should definitely go to the Stanley Kubrick exhibition. It's really, really, really cool. Anyone that doesn't know how this works, basically we are doing a stream today, and if you want to ask any questions, just leave it on the chat. That's the idea. So if you have any questions about visual effects, or if you have, this is a community stream. I'm here to talk with my community. I'm here to help you guys. I have a lot of experience. I've been working in visual effects for 20 years. And I was the head of Nuke at the Mill, so I know a lot about how to hire people. I used to hire people for my department. I used to review showreels. I used to do interviews. I used to be the supervisor to hire the juniors like you guys, like some of you, of course. Some of you are not juniors. So if you have any questions about this, please shoot it to the chat, and Loctulini will transfer it into my moderator room so that I can actually check it. I will answer every question, so don't worry. Every single question will be answered, one way or the other. I will try my best. And also, don't forget, if you have a showreel that you would like to review. So if you would like me to give you a comment about your showreel, if you would like to know if your showreel is working or not for the industry, just share the showreel on the stream, and I will also go through the showreel and give you professional advice from my 20 year of experience. So yeah, so we have a first question here from AkamXP. Hugo, how can we add smear gizmo to Nuke? If you're asking how to install a gizmo, there is plenty of information about that on Nukipedia of how to install a gizmo. Is that what you're asking? Just checking. If you're asking about how to install a gizmo, or are you asking about this specific gizmo? Please let me know. I also have a question here from Sajels. Saw your video with shooting grid. I have a question. When we undistort the footage, does it increase the resolution of the plate in Nuke? As if I redistort, it won't. We have missing pixels in the edges. Yes, that is absolutely right, Sajels. So, for example, if you have a wide lens, and by the way, Sajels is referring to my new video on YouTube. I'll share that in a second. So basically what happens is when you undistort the plate, especially if it's a wide lens, a lot of pixels will go outside the frame. So what you need to do is you need to put a reformat node to actually open up the canvas of your frame. Once you do that, the canvas is bigger, but you need to put a reformat that does not scale or filter. So it's basically a non-filtered reformat, and that way you grow your res. So for example, I'll give you an example. If your image is 4K, you're probably going to be running 4.5K to actually do that extra pixels that are missing, so that you are able to actually undistort completely the footage. Once that's done, you can then 3D track your plate. So your plate will be slightly bigger. Now what happens is on CG, you actually have to render your CG with extra pixels around the frame as well. So that means you need to do, what's the name? Now I lost the word. It's called overscan. So you need to render your CG in overscan, because what's going to happen is you're going to leave your footage as it is. You're not going to touch your footage, but then you're going to apply this distortion and redistort just the CG. As you redistort the CG, the CG shrinks. And as the CG shrinks, what's going to happen is that you're going to need extra pixels around, so you need to render overscan. There's always options of overscan. You can use overscan in Maya on any kind of 3D package. Will always have some kind of overscan capability, okay? So that's my explanation to you. You do have a follow-up question, which is also, what if there is a lens which can change focal length and shoot from 35 to 50 to 200? So my video doesn't cover that, you know. My video covers only prime lenses. If you do have a lens that has a zoom lens, then what you need to do is you need to shoot the lens in multiple focal lengths. So you need to use the same lens and put it to 45, shoot the grid, and then you put it to 50, shoot the grid, and then you put it to 200 and shoot the grid. And then what you need to do is you need to apply this moving distortion into Nuke or into your 3D tracking package. So that's how it works. You basically have to shoot multiple focal lengths. By the way, Sugels, I have left on the video description a lot of documentation for this. Okay, so I'm actually gonna show you guys that. So because not a lot of people notice these things. So you see, the video that Sugels is talking about is this one. It's a brand new video I posted today, 17 hours ago, and it's already 1,000 views, which is really cool. I'm really happy with this. So the video is rather short. It's actually 8 minutes long only.
There's this idea that important.
Sorry, let's just remove this. So the video is very short, and as you can see, it already has 2 dislikes. It always has 2 dislikes. It's always the same thing. So it already has 2 dislikes. So apparently 2 people hate my video, which is always funny. So this video basically talks about. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. God damn it. Sorry. I've clicked on the wrong button. What I want is the default view. There we go. There's always people hating my videos. It's always 2. So basically on this video, I explain how to shoot a lens grid. But this is only 8 minutes long, okay? So it doesn't cover zoom lenses. It doesn't cover a lot of the extra stuff that you need to do in lenses. I'm going to actually add it to the chat here. So if anyone wants to watch this video, you can watch it later. I've just posted it on the chat. It goes through how to use prime focus and actually go into Nuke and prime lenses, and then go to Nuke and distort them. Now, if you go into the description, if you click show more, first of all, not a lot of people might be aware of this, but you can still go to every single topic. You see, I always go to the trouble of putting timestamps on everything. As you can see here, you can go to every timestamp and just actually go to the specific topic. And as you can see here, I've left all important reading. I have like the link on Wikipedia. I also have an on-set documentation from Niles Ekman. I also have lens grid information from Eric Alba, and a distortion article from Edmund Optics, and one video from Imogen Lab as well. So you guys should read these documents and check these videos. It has a lot of more information, especially if you go to the documentation from Niles Ekman here on my links. If you go to the bottom here, let's see here. The links don't work, so you just need to go here. You see, he actually explains the zooms here. So he actually has here, so you see here how to film the lens grid. And actually, you see here, for zooms, he explains how to do the zooms as well. So you just need to read this documentation, Shigels, and you'll be fine. I think it will work really well for you. But yeah. Anyway, let's boot up the game, and I'll continue answering questions as we go. So anyway, we remember that I am not going to play from where we left, because I've advanced a lot more the game. So at the moment, the game, this is where I am on the game. I've already established multiple places on the game. So if, for example, if you look here, if you go here, you see I already have abilities unlocked. So I have a bunch of abilities already unlocked. I also have astral constructs where I can build extra weapons as well. And I also have board countermeasures, which allows me to earn points from this. And I have some outfits as well that you saw last week. And I have fast travels. I already have fast travels on 3 places on the executive, and I also have fast travel on maintenance as well. And also fast travel on research. So there's a bunch of places already opened up on the game. So I'm basically continuing the game where I have left off, because I haven't played this game in a week now, so I really can't wait to do it again, because I really like this game. It's a really good game. So I'm gonna just basically... oh no, it's not this way. Sorry, I have to fast travel. So another question here, the question from AkamXP. So AkamXP, for you to install a gizmo, you just need to follow the instructions on Wikipedia, or there are multiple videos on YouTube of how to install a gizmo. And also don't worry, Akam, because I am going to teach you how to install gizmos in the Nuke course. So on the Nuke course, you will see how to install gizmos as well. So you'll learn there. Let's see here. So Sajals also says, "Cool, we'll check it out. As I have a lot of times DOPs have focus puller, and they sometimes also change field of view. Would love to see workflow in Nuke for some time." Sure. I mean, I can do that on the course as well, so that's not a problem. I could actually do that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna continue the game. I think I was here. As you guys can see, I already have multiple weapons. So I have like, you guys haven't seen this yet, but I have a weapon that is like a machine gun. Well, sorry, this is the normal gun that you saw before. Then I also have a machine gun as well. And I also have a shotgun, but I don't have it loaded because I only have 2 slots. So I have a grip, which is a gun. I have a machine gun, which is a spin. And then I also have a shatter, which is a shotgun. I am not using the shatter at the moment. Which actually, I think I am going to switch to the shatter. Yes, I'm going to do that. And I might also check, let's see here. I'm also check if I have something better for this gun. I don't think so. Maybe I'll put this one, uncommon, plus 12. I'll put this one here. Because you see, you have like these leveling things, and you kind of want to put the uncommon ones, and that's the whole point of this. I can't go there, of course. I have to go here, so let's see what happens here. I think there's like some kind of fighting going on here. Yes, exactly. So, cool. Well, keep going the questions, and if you have any showreels you want to share, just feel free, okay? Let's just, cool, so here we go. Shit, that guy has like some kind of shield. There's a lot of them. Just need to like kill them one by one, and we'll be fine. There you go. He's dead. This guy has a lot of power. There you go. He's dead. There you go. Oh shit. That's not good. Need to like get... Sorry guys, let me just pause because I'm having some kind of distortions on the... Need to just reload the sound here. Okay, you've sent an email to Bjorn. That's cool. That's cool. 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 Need to like get all this thing because I'm kind of like... Shit, Jesus, these guys last a long time. They have a lot of power. I wonder if I'm not leveled up enough to actually keep doing this, because they look really overpowering. But I think I'm gonna be okay. Just need to like kill this guy here. See, my weapons are not really hurting them a lot that much. It looks to me like it's like it's a boss. It sounds to me like I'm just killing a boss here. Yeah, there you go. I died. No, I'm dead. We're having a lot of frame drops, I think. Are you guys seeing the same as I? Because I think I'm having a lot of frame drops at the moment for some reason. I might want to choose one thing here. Let me just do one thing here, because I think I need to... This might crash the stream, but I might have to do something here. Because I think that's... I know why this is happening, because I'm actually playing the game in 4K, and I shouldn't have done that. I should be playing the game in HD instead. That should be a lot better for the sound and for the color. Sorry about that, guys. Guys and girls, I just by mistake played the game in the wrong res. I need to actually reboot the game. So let me just do that. To actually do that. Yeah, it's just because I've made a mistake here. So let me just close this app. I'm just gonna close it and actually make sure it's in HD instead. Because that's gonna make a big difference. You know, I was basically scaling in HD here, so that's not a good idea. I shouldn't have done that. So let me just refresh this thing here. Not use buffer and go back to... Do apologize for that. I think it won't happen again now. I think now we're gonna be fine. I have to restart, but I know where I was, so it's not a problem. I think we'll be fine now. Otherwise I need to restart the stream, but I hope I don't have to restart the stream just because of this. We'll see. Anyway, another question. I have a bunch of questions now here. So Sajels has another question. Sajels, you've ran out of questions. You've done too many now. You've done way too many questions now. I'm just joking, man. I'm joking with you. I hope that I'm getting a lot of I'm getting a little lag in my I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm still having a lot of problems with maintaining frame rate here for some reason. I think now it's stabilized. Kind of. Think so. Well, anyway. It's fine, Sajals, don't worry. You can put as many as you want. Yeah, I'm having a lot of drop frames. I'm not sure why. I think I haven't done anything different this time. I think it might be just because of the black magic input that I by mistake put it in 4K. That was a bad idea. Yeah, I'm having some issues here. Sorry guys. I'll be with you in a second. But for some reason my OBS is just dying here. For some reason. Not sure why. It shouldn't. It should be quite stable and it's like this not sustaining the resolution of the game or something. Not sure why. Let me just we'll try. I might have to restart OBS, but we'll try. We'll try again. It looks to me like I have to restart OBS. But before I even restart the OBS, I'm gonna you guys have a bunch of questions here, so first question from Sajals again. I also have another question for color accuracy workflow. I figure X-Rite is one of the good brands. Now my dilemma is get photo kit or filmmaker kit. Reason is the DSLR for photogrammetry and capturing panel images for LDR. Let me just put that question on the screen here. I just need to white balance, so Filmmaker Kit is the right one. So you've sent me 2 links here. I need to kind of open them up. I'm not really sure exactly what you mean with the links, so I need to go and check. Okay, so one is the photographer link, and the other one, I'm just gonna open them up here. And then the other one is the second one. There's a second one here. I'm going to share it on my screen as well so you guys can see it. So you're talking about this one here, the photography kit. And then this one, the filmmaker kit. I'm not really sure what the difference is. They look exactly the same. So, because the X-Rite is the same, pretty much. This one has more colors, so this one is probably better for SMIC. So I would go with the Filmmaker one because the Filmmaker one has the 3 stripes. You see, the 3 stripes of black and white will allow you to be able to kind of use white balancing and also grain as well, grain management. So I would probably advise you to get the Filmmaker one because of that, because you have these white, gray, black stripes, which will really help you to do black overlay and exposure calibration. You know, I think I would advise you to do that because you see, if you go to an exposure chart, which is like the one I had before. So oh no, it's not. It's behind the green screen. I can't really show you. But if you go into exposure chart, I'm gonna show you what that means, what that looks like. See here, it would look like that. Just see if there's an image here, because I can't get it. I'm not sure I can, because it's behind the green screen. I can't really get it now and show you. Oh, it's not even here. Okay, I've showed it before, but I definitely would recommend the filmmaker one. That's for sure, because I think it will be better for you to use that one. So yeah. Because you don't need the other colors, I think. You probably need more film colors than anything else. So, but yeah, I hope that helped. I have a question here from Steven991. He's asking, "Hi Hugo, can I show you a small project I made last year, 25 seconds of video compositing, and ask if it's something worth to put in my showreel next year when I finish my university?" Sure, Steven. Steven, you can send that into the chat and then I can review it there. Okay, cool. So yeah, so Steve991. So what I'm going to do is, don't forget, Steve, that I'm going to share this with the whole stream. Is that okay with you, Steve? Is that okay? Are you going to be fine with that? So I'm going to share it with the stream, and then everyone is going to watch it. And I'm going to give the feedback. Okay, I'm going to give the feedback live in front of everyone. What I would suggest, though, would be that I would share it like in maybe 10 minutes from now. Let me just finish up the questions, and then I can do that. If you can wait about 10 minutes. Is that okay, Steve? Okay, cool. It's okay. Cool. So SS Track says, Hugo, what do you think about deepfake's neural script that allows to replace faces? This might push compositing quality and make the process cheaper and faster. Absolutely. I think deepfake has a huge part of the future of compositing for sure. I think it will change dramatically how we do these things. So I think it definitely will work. Yeah. So cool. Well, I still think the stream is still having some kind of issues, but I'm trying my best. I think Twitch is giving me a bit of a hard time for some reason. Hey, sometimes this happens, you know. I've been having some issues lately. I've been having some issues lately. It's not been easy. I can tell you that. Last week I was sick for a while, and then now I'm having this kind of problem as well here. So yeah, we're having a bit of an issue here with the streams. But hey, try my best to just keep going. Anyway, let's just kill these guys and let's go for this so that we can move on. I thought they were here though. Aren't they? Oh yeah. There you go. I'll move on to the showreel in a second. Where is he? There you go. He's dead now. Where's the other guy? They're dead. They're dead. Whoa! What the hell is this guy doing? Are you kidding me? Oh, then this is all free. Okay, cool. Shit, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, I'm having some issues. That's for sure. I'm having some issues with Twitch for sure. It's not the first time. It's not control. I don't think it's control. I think it might just be something that I need to find what it is. I'm not entirely sure what it could be, but there is definitely a problem somewhere because we're having a lot of missing frames and it's glitching quite a lot. So it can't be the game. The game is playing on the PS4 Pro separate hardware, so I don't know. I might have to restart my machine. If I restart my machine, it's gonna take like 5 minutes until we actually come back to the stream. So I might have to do that. Maybe I need to do that. I'm having a lot of lag and a lot of issues. So what I'm going to do is I might have to restart the machine itself. So otherwise, no. Okay, you guys are seeing everything perfectly. Okay, I'm not. I'm having a lot of lag issues here on my side. But you guys keep me posted if you're having any issues. So I don't really remember what I need to do, but maybe I need to look at the mission. Maybe that's a good idea. So I need to. What do I need to do? Let's see here. So kill all the. Okay, no, not that. Where's the? Oh, okay, I've completed this one. Okay, so now I need to do that one then, I guess. Find Marshall. So where's that? Find Marshall and restart. Okay, so I'm on the wrong sector, you see. I shouldn't have been talking, and I'm completely on the wrong sector. I have to, like, go back and actually go back all the way. It's not here that I need to be. Let's see here. Where was the... here's a point that I'm going to go back. Okay, so let's fast travel. Another question here. Let's go back to the question. Let's see here. So, Steve 991, I'll go to your question. I'll go to your shot in a minute, okay? Don't worry about it. Let's go to here. So, SS Track says, game sounds are louder than your voice. Maybe you can make the sound. Yeah, sure, I can make the sound a bit less. Don't worry. I'll reduce like 2 decibels on it, so it should be fine. Okay, cool. So the sound is now lower. You should be able to see it a bit better. Hopefully. Find Marshall Research Center. Okay, so Research Center, that's where I am. Find Marshall. I just need to, like, go through it. Other questions here that I have. Sid80 says, hi, Hugo. What is the size of the grid you're using on the video? So the grid, I can't remember top of my head the size of the grid. The grid was really big. But if you look at the video, it's at least a meter. It's at least 1.5 meters long. So you kind of want to get a grid as large enough to get the entire range of your lens, you know. So if you have a very wide lens, you want to have a grid that covers the whole lens. You know, that's the whole point of this. So that's the idea. So you need to, like, make. So for example, if you're using a 12mm or if you're using a 15mm, you want to get a really big grid. Okay. SS Track says, maybe try a Wirecast streaming software. It works flawless for me. Well, yes, SS Track. I could try Wirecast, but I'm running a Mac, and also I don't want to buy Wirecast. So I have an issue. I haven't had issues with OBS yet until today. So this is kind of the first time I've had, like, drop frames for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on in the background, but there's something going on for sure, which is producing some problems. But I'm sure it will go away, or I'm sure I will be able to fix it the next time. So I do apologize for the frame for the back frames that are happening today. I really apologize for that. I'm trying my best to get it to work. So let's just change this back again. Then another question here. Iku Key says, hi Hugo, long-time subscriber here. I'm soon to be graduate in computer animation, with compositing being my main discipline. I've begun building a showreel, and I was hoping if there was a chance for you to give me some critiques. Sure. If you want, you can post the showreel on the chat and we can go through the showreel. Just please remember that if that happens, I'm going to go through the showreel in the actual chat. So you'll see, everyone is going to see your showreel. If you don't mind that everyone sees your showreel, then you can, of course, share it on the screen and we can go through it, okay? So we'll do it after the break. So I'm going to do a break in about 10 minutes. After the break, we'll go through the showreels, okay? I forgot to show you guys, actually. I can now jump and fly. You see, almost fly. Actually fly. And of course I can create havoc on everything, which is great. I'm not entirely sure if it's here, but let's try it. Let's break everything. I love the lives of this game. It's just like absolutely cool. Oh, cool. I can even break... Oh, look at that. Look at that shit. That's really good shading, man. So good. It even breaks the glass. That is fantastic. This game just looks... It's just stunning. So yeah, share the screen, share the show reel on the chat, and I can go through it after the break. So where was I going? I was going that way, I think. Is it this way? Oh yeah, that's right. There was some kind of monster going on here, but I need to kind of like go through it. Now remember. Just open this door. And open that door. You see, in here, there's like some kind of being, you see? Which I'm not really sure how to kill, to be honest. Because he never dies, so... But he doesn't go in here, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Thank you so much, Scream Sam, for the resubscription Prime for 2 months. Thank you so much for that, Scream Sam. Much appreciated for the... yes, it's an... Mark Bitren says it's an abstract cinema 4D creature. Yes. So that's absolutely what it is, isn't it? Like, look at it. Just look at that. It's absolutely cool. He never dies, though. Not really sure how to kill him. So I need to figure that one out. Because he always rebuilds himself. And he kills me. So I'm not entirely sure what to do yet. But I will find what it is that I need to do. Anyway. So I have already a couple of shots here to do. So, Oberon 8777 says, would you like to take a look at my reel? Sure, I can do that as well. Please share the reel and we can go through it as well. Steve991 says, thank you, Hugo. Here's the... Okay, so that's the password. Sure, we'll do it after the break. Remember, like in about 5 minutes or so, we'll do it. Was it taking damage? I'm not sure if it was taking damage. I don't have a lot of bullets, so... Sejal says, hey, control works on the PS or PS4 Pro. It works on both, so it works on both versions. I'm gonna try another weapon. I just feel like I'm not powered enough to actually do this right now. Because he doesn't die, you see. I'm not sure this is working, guys. It's definitely hurting me. Yeah, I'm gonna see what else I need to do here. I'm not sure this is working. What else do I have here? So there's a control button here. What does this do? Oh, that's that door. Okay, I see what I need to do. I need to contain him. Let's do that. Let's lure him here. So I need to lure him here so that he comes here. I guess that's what I need to do. So he probably has to now go inside here. Isn't it? Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Okay, so now I wonder if I can actually go there in time and close the door on him. It doesn't close, you see. Oh, wait a minute, it needs power cells. That's why. Oh, I see what I need to do. Okay, so I need to like get that guy over here. So I need to like do this. Okay, so I figured this one out now. Okay. Let's see here. So, are you guys seeing the game well, or you have a lot of drops? Are you good? Are you good? What's this? Okay, what did that do? Not sure what it did, but looks fine. Let's see here. What was that door? That was just a power... Okay, so does this work now? Still not... doesn't work. I probably have to put the power cells inside. So where's the power... Oh, yeah, here's one. I need to put one there. Okay, now I figured this one out. I just need to get another power cell before I die. Where's the other power cell? It's on the other side. Okay, let's just do this. Let's do this. It's on the other side here. There it is. And now I just need to put the power cell over there. So now I can close the door. And I guess now I just need to distract him long enough to actually come in here. So he needs to go inside here. Then he comes over. I can now see if I can go and lure him in here and contain him. See if this is the button. I'm not sure if that's the button or if it's the other one. Oh, there you go. Now it's contained. Okay, cool. Done. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, I guess that was done. What else did I do here? Okay, so I guess that one's done. Go to the mail room. Was that it? That seems very simple. Okay. Okay. Is that it?
Someone answer, damn it! We need backup down here.
Okay. What's coming in here? Oh, it's Marshall. That's the guy I want to see. Cool. I guess it worked. Oh, is that it? Okay, that was not exciting. Not exciting at all. Why do I have a feel? Oh, I can't not do this. Look at this. Oh shit! Oh my god! What the fuck? Look at that! It's splattered all over the place. That's fantastic. Shit, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, okay, I see. There's like someone with a missile trying to kill me. That's not good. That's not good at all. I guess I kind of didn't do that well there. Oh, sorry. Did I say thank you to Scream Sam? I think I did. Scream Sam, thank you so much for the subscription on Twitch, 2 months. Thank you so much for that. God damn it. They're always killing me like that, man. It's always the same shit. It's too tempting, I know. Oh, man. Do I have to do all again? No. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. It looks like that, but it's not. Can anyone confirm to me that the sound is okay now? Is the sound still too high, or is it good now? I mean the sound of the game. Do I have to do this shit again? I hope not. Is the sound of the game good now compared to the... Let me just shoot a bit. Is that sounding good? Okay, cool. We'll do a break in about 1 or 2 minutes, and then I'll go through the show reels. Seems fine? Okay, great. So I'm gonna see if I don't die anymore. So, who shot at me, actually? There's no one here. Oh, there you go. That's the guy that shot on me. Shit, what the fuck is that? Some flying people. What the hell? That doesn't sound good at all. Okay, well, they have missiles, so I need to be careful here. A lot of people there, man. Okay. That's nice of him with a missile. There's a bunch of cowards, man. This one's dead. I just feel like I'm really not powerful enough, you know? Especially for people with missiles and shit. Oh, man. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. The Scream Sam, the controls look amazing. I love this game. This game is pretty top-notch. I think it's one of my game of the years right now. Although it's really tete-to-tete with Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure which one is the best. Resident Evil Remake is also amazing, so I'm not sure. I'm really undecided on that one. Which one is best? Oh, god damn it. I can't believe I died. I feel like an idiot now that I died there. It's not cool. I should be better. I think I'm gonna actually change my weapon. I think the other weapon is better, man. I don't like the shatter. I think I prefer the grip. I'm gonna use the grip. Better gun. Anyway, we need to do a break, so we're gonna do a break, and then we're gonna do some show reels, but I really wanted to kill those guys first. So if you don't mind, let me just kill those guys first, and then we'll do a break. Okay, so let's just... Whoa, what is that? It's like some kind of... Oh, there's so many of them over there. This is not cool, man. Some kind of... Oh, damn it. Jesus. What the fuck? Oh, he moves really fast. There you go, he's broken. Okay, so who else is here? There you go. This guy is there. Okay, that's dead. Who else? There's more. There you go. Are they hiding over there? Cunts? Little cunts, man. Here we go. They are hiding. Little bastards are hiding. There's so many of them, Jesus. Jesus, this guy with the missile is a real dick. Look at that, it's like a rock. Oh man, he's not dead. No, he is. I think I killed them all. Did I kill them all? No, I did not kill them all. There's more. Jesus, how many of these guys can there be? Why don't you die, man, already? So many of them. Oh, look at that guy. He's looking at the shoulder there. Ah, there's the boss there. Okay, cool. Ooh, he's a big one. Damn, he's a big fucker. I thought this is not good. This is not good. Not good at all. I need some... The whole office is fully trashed now. Oh, look at this. Is a IBM monitor. That's lovely. A bunch of IBM monitors there. Oh, man. Don't do that to me. Need to go and get the... Oh, another missile. These guys are real assholes. Okay, so... Okay, well, I survived another day. I just need, like, some kind of big thing to hit them with. Where are they? He's here somewhere. So let me find him. There you go. And he's dead. There's the other guy. He's doing the fucking thing again. Uh-oh, this is not working. Another monitor. He's dead. There you go, he's dead now. Cool. Done. Done and dusted. Yeah, I feel really good now. Cool. There you go. So, okay, so we're gonna wrap up. Oh, this is such a beautiful game. I'm gonna wrap up this with a break, and then we're gonna go for the show reels. Cool. I think the game is still a little bit too high. Anyway, let's do a break, and as you guys know how this works, I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. And basically we will continue and actually go through the show reels. Okay, so let's do that now. I'll be right back, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, so I'm back. Thank you so much for sticking around. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Sid80. The smoke looks amazing. The game looks amazing. The game is stunning. Like the visual effects on the game, the special, like the particles work is amazing. Yeah, the game just makes a new standard for consoles and also a new standard for PC gaming as well. Especially if you play the game on RTX, it's just stunning. Anyway, I have already 4 showreels here, so I'm not gonna take. I don't think I'm gonna take. Well, I might be able to take another showreel at the end. So for the moment, let's go in through these showreels here as well. One quick question here from Screen Sam. Screen Sam says, "Can you send the grenades back?" Yes, I don't have that power yet, Sam. So basically that power is actually here, I believe. Where is it? Oh no, you can't see it here. So there's a personal mode that I will get later on that will allow me to send the actual grenades back, but I don't have that yet. So I need to kind of like unlock that really for it to work. So yeah, so I don't have that yet, unfortunately. But I will soon. So I'm gonna just like put pause here and let's go into the showreels here. So let's no, there's no book yet for Art of Control. I will buy it the first day it comes out because it looks stunning. So it's not out yet. Let's go and start the showreel. So first off, I have Metal Gear Rex Comp from Francisco. I think this one is from Steve991. At least that's what. So I'm a bit confused, Steven. So Steven, you're called Steven, but your video is on Francisco. Is that correct? Am I opening the correct video here? Is that it? I hope it is. Anyway, I'm gonna open that up. So Metal Rex Comp. Let's. So let me know, Francisco, if it's you or if it's actually Stefan991. I think that's the yeah, that's the video link and it has a password. Yeah, Metal. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Long story. That's fine. You don't need to you need to say it. I'm gonna just put it on full screen here, and let's just go through this shot here. I'm gonna put it in 4. Well, no point of doing 4K because I'm only running an HD screen here, so I can't really do it in 4K. Let's watch it first, and then I'll do feedback after. It's cool that you actually did the radial blur effect from the Metal Gear Solid game. That's pretty cool, man. Congratulations. That is a really nice touch. So let's start with feedback for this. So I think if I give you some feedback in terms of animation first, I think that the animation is quite stiff, especially when he looks down. It looks very stiff. You don't really have, and it's very mechanical. It needs to be a bit more loose. You know, I just feel very stiff when he looks down, very stiff when he looks around. It just needs to have more secondary animation. You need to try to put a layer of believability on top by having other little things that move around and other little things, just like you did here on this little antenna here. Just do more of those things. You want to put as much detail on animation as possible, and also maybe move some of these spikes, maybe move one of the legs. Just try to put more secondary animation. So that's my feedback for animation. I think it's a bit stiff. Second feedback in terms of compositing, of actual compositing of this, it's really not there yet. It's not completely photoreal. So first of all, it's sliding a little bit. So the track doesn't look like it's... Well, wait a minute. Maybe it was the leg that slid. I need to watch that again. It's the leg that moves, but there's a couple of things missing. So first of all, from compositing point of view, you see how much motion blur exists in the plate. So if you look at these leaves here, let me just put up a chat open here. So otherwise I can't read, because I have full screen now and I can't read what you're writing. So I probably should make a chat just so that I can actually see it. Sorry, guys, I should have done that before, of course, but I closed the window by mistake, so I need to like put another chat one here. So I just need to like keep reading the chat while we're talking. Otherwise, it will be a bit tricky. So let me just move folders around and make a new chat here so that I can have the other one. Sorry, guys, I know this is riveting. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so moderator, chat, and then that's it. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you have more stuff to say, please do not do so. Okay, cool. So like I was saying, if you look at just like the amount of motion blur we have on these vines and on these on the plate, and then the robot has no motion blur, you see, you kind of have to get camera motion blur into this shot so that when it goes up and down, also the CG has motion blur. So motion blur is definitely missing. Another thing that was also missing is if you look closely, there's a bit of a lack of depth of field. So if you look, for example, here, you see how exact sharp this is, which matches your robot, but then I think the rest of the depth of field is not completely matching. I kind of see that there's quite a lot of depth of field going on already on the bottom here, and it's not enough on your robot. Like your robot's still too sharp there, so you might want to match the depth of field a bit better. I would advise you. So I think that would be another thing. Then other things that I would say is that in terms of lighting, it's not completely there. I feel like the shot is a bit like you see how diffuse this lighting is. You kind of have to soften the lighting a little bit more because you see it's super diffused. There's almost no shadows. There's a bit of a dark shadow there, also on the underneath on the chair there, but still, like, you kind of need to diffuse a bit more. And especially, I think on this shot, you really see how different the depth of field is. You see here how we have this leaves here completely focused because they're in the foreground a little bit, and then your robot is completely sharp. There's no sense of depth of field in the robot itself. It needs to be very subtle, but it's missing. You see, we should have a little fallout of depth of field going on. And then the other thing I would say as well, have you put in back the lens distortion back? So please don't be upset, because I'm of course I'm being very picky with everything, but that's the whole point. The whole point is to be very picky. So that's like the feedback I have. I hope it can help you in some way. So Steven, is this something you're still making, or is this a shot that you are finished, or have you rendered the shot as well, or you just did the comp? Could you let me know on the chat here if you actually did everything? I have the chat open on the screen so you guys can see it as well. Let me know so that I can know what exactly I was feeding back to. So you can still hear me? Okay, cool. Rise is saying add some color panels, orange, red panels to the robot to make it pop more from the background. Well, Rise, this is a specific robot from Metal Gear, so I don't think it has those panels. So if you want to be faithful to the game, you can really add more stuff to it. But that's my feedback, Stephen. I think it is quite well made. I think it's really nice, but it's just missing those extra 10%. I think the depth of field and the motion blur is missing a little bit, and I think your animation is a bit stiff. But I think it's a really well made exercise. I think it's definitely a good first version. So let me know on the chat if you can still do something to it. If you haven't commented on anything yet, so maybe I'll move on to the next showreel, okay? And we can always go back to your showreel as well. Okay, so Stephen, you're now saying something. So Stephen says, yes, I did put the lens distortion. Don't worry, I really appreciate your feedback. I'm taking notes of all of what you said. It was an exam where I did modeling, animation, rig, lighting, and compositing. I can make all the adjustments from your feedback. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it just needs those little extra little bits. But I definitely think the animation is really what costs the shot more, because you see, it doesn't. Let me put it this way: it doesn't matter how good your rendering is and how good your compositing is if your animation lacks. If it's if it's too stiff. So you just need to get a little bit extra layers of animation on top. And I think your first shot is more well comped than the second. So for example, this one here feels like it's more in the frame in terms of lighting, although it's still a bit too sharp. If you look at the blurriness of the bicycle, the blurriness of the tables, your robot is still a bit too sharp. So maybe not just the depth of field, but also maybe add a little bit of blur on top of everything. Just a little bit of blur just to kind of massage the shot into the plate. So just a little defocus node with one might do the trick, you know. Always try to match the blur, you know, between the two things. Then the other thing I would say is that the other thing also missing is I think your robot is a bit too clean. You know, it would be nice to actually have maybe a little extra layer of dirt and scratches, because I can actually I see difference thing. You see here, this one is really clean, but then on the second shot it looks a bit more dirty. So you actually have different textures on the two shots. It looks to me like this is incredibly clean, and then as I go in here, it looks a lot nicer with a lot of dirt. So yeah, cool, man. Well, just put those extra little bits into the shot, and I think you'll be fine. No. So you say I made a lot of cheat on the depth of field, so probably I messed it up. Okay, are you using it in Nuke? Is that what you've done? You comp this in Nuke? So cool. Well, feel free to share it again. You know, share it again, and maybe perhaps we can go through it again on another later stream. You know, so cool. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next showreel, and just go through it real quick here. Let's open this up. So this showreel is from John Castillo. So let's open up showreel from John Castillo. Do you have music on this? If you have music, I might mute it. I don't want to be flagged. Let me just see if you have music. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. I don't want to be flagged on Twitch or YouTube. So I'm actually not gonna put the music if you don't mind. There's one thing you should know is that all the seniors and supervisors, we never put the sound on the showreels. So this is a very common thing that we mute showreels. Let's watch this. So John Castillo, VFX composer. Oh wow, that's an extreme change to the plate. It's a nice shot though. Much nicer than your first shot. But we'll go to the feedback in a second. Okay, cool. Now let's see here. I would hope to get done in time. If only I had one. Okay, locked in. Don't worry. Maybe next year. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool. So let's go back to the showreel. So Francesco, am I okay to show the Metal Gear Rex comp? I hope so. Let me know if that's okay with you. And then the showreel from John Castillo. Let's go through the showreel from John and really go through it in detail. Okay, so John, thank you so much for sharing your showreel. And for those of you that join Twitch now and don't see Control, I do apologize for that. I will be playing Control soon, sooner or later. We're just going through some showreels now. We're reviewing some visual effects showreels. So anyway, let's go through this showreel here. So John, here's the thing. The most important thing on a showreel is for you to actually start with your best shot. And at the moment, this is not your best shot. Okay, John? So why is that? The reason for this is because you only have about 20 seconds to grasp the attention of a senior, okay? So keep in mind, when I was at the mill, I would receive hundreds of showreels per week, okay? And I would get the showreels, and then I would have to select from those showreels which people would be good enough to go to an interview, to stage 2, okay, at the mill. and then I would do an interview on them. If I'm going to watch 100 of showreels, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the music. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the first shot will be telling me everything. If I'm not interested on your showreel by the first shot, I'm going to move on to the next one, okay? And I think this is not your best shot. So if you look closely, you have quite a lot of issues on this shot. And I think you've done a much better job on the next shot. Which is this one, this one here. I think this shot is much better. So let's go, but before we talk about that, let's go back to the first shot and actually discuss the problems of this shot. So first off, if I look at the original plate that you've shot, I see that you've shot it over green and he's always focused, okay? So you've decided to always keep him on focus and there's not a rack defocus. And as you can see, the floor is focused and he's focused as well. This means that when you shot this, you didn't put any low f-stop. You basically have the same depth of field on the entire shot. Now on your comp, you have an extreme depth of field going on. And I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to have depth of field on the actual CG, and then you rack the focus to the person to have focus on the street. And that's okay, but for you to do that, you need to be more photoreal, okay? The depth of field on your the depth of field in your showreel, like the sorry, I think it's really dark. Let me just double check here if I'm oh no, I'm just showing the screen. Okay, I think it's probably my color space. I had this before. Let me just change the color space real quick, because it looks really dark on my screen. So it shouldn't look this dark. I think it's because... Oh, yeah, there you go. It needs to be sRGB. So if I put this to sRGB, we'll be fine. Let me just... where's the sRGB? There you go. No, that's even worse. Jesus. I'm always having some kind of issues on color space when I'm doing the stream, because it changes the color space while I'm doing the stream, and then it just goes berserk, you know. I never get it to work again. It's really dark right now. I can't even see the edges really properly. For some reason, it's not really being very helpful. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I'll put it back to the original one, but it should have just been the default color space, but for some reason, the default color space is not working. Yeah, well, I'll just put the regular one, and we'll go through it. That's fine. So here's the thing. I think your depth of field is missing quite a lot of photorealism on the depth of field, because usually this just looks like a blurred head, and if you look closely in the beginning, it looks like you just have a regular blur on your CG. Now, when you photograph this with a camera, these things on the bottom here would be super defocused, and the ones on the top would be less defocused. You would have a cadence on the blur, you know, you'd have like a depth of field ramp. And at the moment, it just looks like the whole thing looks like it has the same depth of field. And that's the problem. You need to kind of do a ramping depth of field. You need to use a depth pass and actually have more depth of field on the bottom. Like, I would also put less depth of field on the whole thing. So have a little less depth of field on the building, because there is no camera in the world that would be able to do this, okay? There's just no way you would be able to film this. Like, even if you use a camera with an f1.2, it would never look like that. So I would reduce the depth of field by half and then try to have a depth pass so that it's like in the bottom here, it's half of the depth of field, but then it kind of has a cadence up with a ramp, so it actually gets sharper, because of course this building on the top here is much closer to him. So this building on the top should be actually sharp, because he's fully sharp. You see, if you look at his hand, he's fully sharp. So this building should be fully sharp, and then it just goes down in depth of field. So I hope that helps you. The other thing as well that you're missing on your shot is that you have a little bit of a black edge around the arm, and you also, your key on the hair is much to be desired. And I know you're trying to hide it with a depth of field, but it's really still visible, okay? So that would be the thing I would say first. Now, if I move on to the next shot, I think your next shot is much better. So your second shot is really nice. So let's just go and move on to that second shot. And actually, you see, I can actually see on the breakdown that your roto is not really good. You can kind of see that there's like a bit of a white edge there on the arm, on the leg. There's also a white edge on the shirt as well. There's also a lot of white edges on the hair as well. You just have to kind of like get a better. It's also you saw that there was like a little bit of white that showed up here on the knee, and then it went away. You have to be careful not to have bubbly shapes. Okay, so you're basically having a lot of bubbly shapes, and that's really making the roto really not high quality enough. Okay, there's another problem as well, is that your CG for the foreground is sliding. So if you look closely to the rail here, the rail is actually sliding on the hand. It looks like it's sliding. It doesn't look like it's completely fully tracked. It looks like the hand is actually sliding on the rail. I think your track needs a bit of work as well. But definitely, I hope you don't take this to too hard, okay? I'm really being picky. So I'm reviewing a showreel just like if I was reviewing it at the mill. Now, the other thing as well, I think you went a bit too far with your grade. It's way too much. It's really black. It's really dark. You need to be careful with your grade, because now you're hiding a lot of your comp, okay? Be careful with that. And please let me know in the chat if you are happy with all this feedback, and let me know what you think about it. Now, let's move on to the next thing here. Next shot. So this shot is really nice, man. You did a great job on the second shot. So you have a really nice shot here. I think it's really well integrated. The CG looks really well tracked, and it's a really impressive shot. I think it definitely is your best shot from both of them. Now, the track looks solid. It looks like it's not sliding that much. Then you have a full geometry build around it, and then you put the other geometry in as well, which is really nice. I think you did a terrific job here. You've integrated quite nicely. A couple of things that I would just say is that if you look at the original plate, and these are really nitpicking stuff, okay? Let me just go to the original plate here. So if you look at the original plate, you see here that you have a very dark ceiling, right? Because this is, of course, a tunnel, and there's no light coming in. So obviously, there's no light pulling in. Now, when you put your new CG, it's a bit of a different conversation, right? Because you've actually added holes to the CG, and the sky above is actually brighter. So one thing you need to consider is that there's some light coming through on those holes that are actually bringing in more light into the scene. So, for example, your hole is actually slightly bigger, and then you have this hole here and these three holes here. So I would really recommend you to brighten slightly the floor, because it's a bit more light coming in. And also I would slightly brighten him up a little bit as well. And maybe a very, very, very subtle light wrapping with lighting, and a very subtle light wrapping that would go a little bit diffuse glow in these windows. I definitely think that would help to sell the shot. But this is a really well-made shot, so congratulations on that. I think you did a great job. And the roto also looks solid. You know, I think you did a great job. So that's where I would say to do this. Now, I would say one thing, though. There's no point of you putting credits, because no one is going to watch it until the end. So if you really want to credit these things, you should put them on the bottom as little texts, really on the bottom, okay? Cool. So that's my feedback for your showreel. Very well made first shot, second shot. Not so well made first shot. So, John Castillo, one thing. So you're absolutely happy for me to share it on Splash. You're happy with that? Let me know if you're happy. One thing I would say as well, John, is that I think you need more shots, man. You don't have enough shots. I definitely think you need to have at least 5 or 6 shots for you to actually have a really good showreel to share with the mill or Framestore or all these big companies, okay? So if you're happy for me to share it online on Splash, I would love to. And then I can actually give people advice of how to do it and how to go through it. Okay, cool. Appreciate it, and I'm really happy for you to show it on Splash. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're actually going to be there, so I'm going to ask you to stand up. So, John, don't forget to do more shots. I think you should still have another shot or maybe a fourth shot. So try to have at least 3 or 4 shots. I just think it's a bit too short, your showreel. Maybe try to do that. So let's move on now to the next one, which is compositing showreel from Fabio. And so Fabio, would you mind if I share my showreel on... do you mind, Fabio, if I share your showreel on Splash as well? Let me know on the chat if you're happy with that. Okay, cool. You're working on the first shot. Great. So John, so then maybe show me the shot when I'm at Splash. You know, you can just approach me and go through it. So let's go through Fabio's shot here now. So I'm just going to make sure this is in HD. And then I'm going to just put it full screen and we'll just have a look. So Fabio, like I said before, I'm going to remove the sound because I don't want to be flagged. And again, the sound is not important. I can already see you have 2.5 minutes. That's already a bad thing. It's too long. You can't have showreels more than 1.5 minutes. It's going to be too long. So Fabio has a showreel here with Digital Compositing Showreel 2018. Very good, Fabio. You put your name, your position, your showreel year, and also your email and phone number. That's really good. It's really important for you to start like that and have all the information you want on the front. But I will warn you already, I think you are 1 minute too long on your showreel. Showreel should never be more than 1.5 minutes, okay? Oh, sorry. Oh, I know this shot. This shot is from Scape Studios. Let me just remove my lower band because you guys don't see the text that Fabio has placed. So yeah, I know this shot because I used to be a teacher. I used to teach at Scape Studios. And this is from Scape Studios. At least it was from Scape Studios before. So I used to be a teacher at Scape Studios for years. Okay, cool. So that's scan. Then you have CG. Roto splines. Plate. Okay, cool. That's nice. I like that you zoom in. That's a nice idea. Rig removal, final comp. Okay. Looks like a solid track. Track looks really solid. Okay, you have a really nice point cloud here. That's nice. Cool. A patch extraction and then a paint job. Cool. UV painting for removing him. Did you remove anything else? Okay, cool. Cool. Very good work. Your green screen there, your key is still a little bit off. You need a little bit more work there. It's always going to be better. Just seems to me that there still has too much green in it. This is the problem with filming blonde people over green. It's a big, big problem. It's always should... If you have a blonde person, you probably want to do it with the blue screen instead of green. It's going to be a bit easier. Can you put more markers on the face? Okay, you patched it up with UV patching. That's nice. Okay, cool. Very good showreel. It's really long. That's the problem, I think, that you have there. I'm just going to go through it shot by shot. And just... so, Fabio, I think, like we discussed before, you should always start with your best shot, okay? I'm not entirely sure this is your best shot. I think, actually, I'm a bit undecided. I think... Your last shot might be one of the best ones, and also I think your paint job here on the street is really nice as well. I'm not sure, really. Maybe you could keep the first one, I guess. It is a nice shot, but I'm a bit undecided between the street, this one, and the last shot. It's always better to start with the best, but I think you spend too much time on the shots, though. So you show the shot once, then you show the clean plate, then you show the full CG, then you show the roto, and then you go back and do the breakdowns really slowly. You need to speed up these breakdowns. They're way too slow, and I think it's just taking too much time to show what you need to show. People will understand it, you know. VFX supervisors and people in VFX will know. I think, and please keep in mind, I'm really being nitpicking, okay? Really nitpicking on your shots. Like, I do think your showreel is terrific, and I think it has really good potential. I'm just really nitpicking. I just think you need to be a bit faster. In terms of compositing itself, it looks like it's pretty good. CG, obviously, I can't really check black point and white point because I'm on Vimeo, but just make sure your black points and white points are completely matching, you know. So that means that inside of Nuke, just make sure you push the gammas and the f-stops in the viewer, and just make sure the whole plate corresponds the same way. So that means that when you push the blacks up, you want to make sure the black level on this shirt is the same black level of these dark areas. And you want to make sure the white areas are the same as the color here with the robot. So I do think it is. I do think it looks really nice, but always double check, you know. In terms of rotoscoping, I think your rotoscoping was on point, and I like the fact that you're showing the shapes as well. That's really nice to show the shapes. Although, I do think it looks to me like you've used too few shapes. I would definitely break up your roto even more. I just feel like you got away with it. And obviously, I would have to go frame by frame, and it's very difficult for me to go frame by frame because in Vimeo, I would like to go frame by frame on these colors and everything. And if I do go frame by frame, I'm just a bit afraid of what I'm going to find out, because it seems to me like you have very few shapes, and it seems to me that you need to break up your shape more. And this is an advice for everyone on the stream. You want to make sure you zoom in like 400 or 500% to double check your edges, just like this is being done here. So that's a good job. Now, as you move on to the next shot, I also think you spend too much time on this shot. So you start by showing the full shot, which is nice, and you removed all these things, and no one even notices it, which is great. Again, I would have to double check this frame by frame on a big screen to just double check if it's really perfect. And then you show the raw plate, which is nice. But I think you spent too much time showing the point cloud. I get it. I saw the track. I think you could have already shown half of the shot. You don't need to show the whole shot with the clean plate and then also the tracking shot. You don't need to show it. You need to save some time, you know, to try to get the showreel to less than 2 minutes. That's what you want to do. This point cloud is really nice, but I think you need to show it less time. I don't need to see the script, okay? There's no point of me watching the Nuke script, because if anything, it's just going to let me know that you're just showing technique over function, you know, like what I mostly want to see is a good shot. I don't care how you did it, really. So I think it's a bit pointless to show the actual script. I think you should just spend a couple of seconds on this projection setup and then leave it alone. There's no point of me watching the Nuke script, because I know what it is. And then again, you do a breakdown. You can also be a bit fast on the breakdown. So I definitely think you can save some seconds on your showreel by only showing half of the track, like only showing half of the full shot, only showing half of the full track, and then only showing half of the time of your point cloud. There's no point of us staying so long on this point cloud. Then your key. Here's the thing. On your key, I kind of feel like you have a little lost too much detail. So as you can see here, there's a lot of soft semi-transparency happening on the hair here. And as I go into the comp, I kind of feel like we still have too much green. I like your alpha, that's fine. And I like your desaturation thing. I still think also this is such a simple shot. You could do a breakdown much, much faster. But here's the problem I have. I still think that you have not enough detail on the back there on the hair. You can still see that it needs a bit of more detail. I still feel like there's a bit of a shift of color on the hair. It seems to me that there's like a little shift of black edges going on the forehead here. And also the other problem I have with this is the background. So I think if you're going to put a background like this, you need to make sure it matches the plate, okay? So here's what you need to do. If you look at the green screen here, just look at, let me see if I can see the greens. Look at the green screen here. So you see, if you look at some of these crosses here on the wall, which are really where your room is, okay? So these crosses have quite a lot of blur, right? Because there's depth of field, of course. And you see the crosses are blurred. She's a bit blurred as well. The stick is a bit blurred because this was filmed with the camera, right? But now if I look at your background, the comp that you've done, the background is completely sharp. There's no blur. There's no depth of field. There's nothing on the plate. And that's a problem because it really kills your comp. It doesn't matter how nice the key is, because I just look at it and this is completely fake. You see, the problem here is that she is actually blurrier than the sofa. You know, the sofa is so sharp because you have so much resolution in this photo that she looks completely fake. The other problem as well that you have is that you shot this, I'm assuming, with maybe a 50mm. That's what it looks like. Maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, but just by looking at your shot here, looking at the green screen, it looks to me that you shot it with a 50mm or maybe a 35. Could you tell me if it's a 35 or a 50? I think it would be a 50mm probably, isn't it? Come on, let me know. The reason why I say this is because I can clearly see the lens. Actually, I should change. I should change the chat of my category to just chatting, because that's what we're just talking. I'm gonna just do that because otherwise people think I'm actually playing Control. I just did that. So you see, maybe you can tell me if it's like a 50mm, because you can see the flatness of the lens. You can kind of see that there's no wide lens at all. Like I can see this stick and that stick is really close together, and that stick with the fan is really close together. So it kind of looks like a 50mm. It's pretty flat. And then what you do is you actually comp her on like a 24mm photo, and it really doesn't work. Like this photo was taken with a very wide lens, and then you film her with a very portrait lens. You can't mix and match like this. If you're going to comp her on an environment, you need to make sure that environment is also filmed with a similar lens. Otherwise, it's just going to kill your comp. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? No one is saying anything on the chat for like 15 minutes. I'm a bit worried. No one has said anything in 15 minutes. Are you guys actually still there? Is everyone still there? I feel all alone here. I feel alone. I just feel like maybe you stopped listening to me. So yeah, don't forget to do that. Don't forget to either try to get the photo with the same lens, or at least zoom in on this photo to make it look like it's shot with the same lens. Okay? This is the most problematic shot you have on your showreel. Yes, exactly. So wide lens background, and she feels like a telelens. Yes, absolutely. You're hearing the lessons, yes. It's funny because you zoom in on the scene. You see here, actually, if you zoom in this much on the photo and actually comp her in that, then it would work. You can probably zoom in like this, you know, by like here or something. If you crop in on this photo, you'll be fine. And don't forget to put blur on it as well, because always, here's my advice to all of you on this chat. The plate is king, okay? So whatever is on the plate, that's what you should have on your shot. So if the plate has a little bit of depth of field and you can see that the crosses are a little bit blurred, then your shot has to have the same, okay? So that means if these crosses are slightly blurred, that means your sofas in your environment should be slightly blurred just on the back. That means, you see on the fan here is completely sharp and she is sharp. So if I look at this environment, what you should do is, this sofa is, like, I would say these tables are sharp. Well, if you don't know the lens, this doesn't matter. It's obvious that it's a wide lens, the photo on the back. So just try to adjust the photo on the back. So even if you don't know the lens, you can just get a photo that would match, or at least you should zoom in into it so that it matches a bit more. And then in terms of depth of field, you see this table should be sharp, but then this sofa should be light, slightly blurred. That sofa should be even more blurred. The table should be even more blurred. There should be some kind of depth of field on your scene, otherwise it's not going to look realistic. I've wasted too much time on this shot. Let me just move on. It's definitely your worst shot on the showreel. Okay, so you really need to need to work on this. Now this shot here, very well done. Although I would like to go frame by frame and really check if any of your patches are actually there or not. It's very difficult to go frame by frame in Vimeo, so it's hard for me to tell if all the patches are perfectly aligned and if they're working. I would really go zoom in like 400%, and basically you basically go frame by frame until you check every single piece. But it's very well made work. At least it looks like it's well made. I do think you don't need to show the you don't need to show the nuke script. You can skip this. You know, there's no point of me watching this. There's no point me watching this. There's really no point. You can just have the little things there. The track looks solid. And then could you just double check by zooming in a lot and going frame by frame to just double check if all your patches are perfect? And then you can just stop. You don't need to like show this so long. You don't have to stay so long on the shot. Again, you're staying too long on the shots. We don't need to see that for so long. We've seen the face. We've understood it. You see, for me, I think the whole point of this shot is the track and the thing. You can actually shorten it by half, because I've seen what you've done. So you can have it shot half of the time. You don't need to have this extremely long shot, you know? Yeah, definitely I would love to have the full quality. So Oberon 877, I would love, well, actually I can call you by your real name. So Fabio, I would love to have the full quality. If you can share it with me privately or something, we can have a look. But yeah, I would cut this shot by half. I would not have it for so long on the showreel. And then last but not least, your rotoscoping here. Again, it feels solid, but it's hard for me to tell you because I feel like you need more shapes. I would, if I was watching this as a roto supervisor, I would be a bit afraid of your edges, because normally when you roto something like this, you break up more shapes. You probably put 3 or 4 shapes on this upper leg, you put 3 or 4 shapes on the lower leg, you put 3 or 4 shapes on one arm, 3 or 4 shapes on the other arm. I just feel like this might give you a really loose roto. And it's very hard for me to know if your roto is good or not, because you didn't compete on anything. So I would advise you to compete on something, and then I can really see if the roto is really good. You know, I just, it's hard for you to do that. Oh, I didn't know that, Némo. See, shift key. Okay, shift key. I'm gonna try that. Oh, I didn't know that. Look at that. Oh, it makes a noise though. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, shift key is not working, man. Shift key did not work. Yeah. You see, it makes a noise and it stops working. Okay. Anyway, this shot is really well made. Although I would say that I think the CG integration needs a bit of work. You see, the lighting doesn't completely match. So if I'm gonna go into the final comp here and just show you. Ghosting effect, light wrap, shadow, motion blur. Again, you can be quicker on these. Please be quicker on these breakdowns. We don't need to watch it for so long, okay? But in terms of light, I think the lighting. This is a CG problem. I just feel like it's not completely matching. I just feel like you have. Well, maybe it's hard to tell. I just see like this enormous light bouncing on his face and also on his arms as well. And I do see it on the barrel, but then I don't really see it on the face. Maybe the barrel is covering it. Well, this shot is good. I don't think you need to really tweak this shot. This shot is good. I mean, obviously it's a easy shot. It's a really easy shot. I actually would say that maybe leave it at the end like you did, because it is way too easy, this shot. It's a really simple shot. And I prefer the other shots. But yeah, overall, really well made. Good work, man. Really good work. And just fix the things that I said. And make the short. And for God's sake, make the showreel shorter. So I'm going to share this showreel on Splash as well. Thank you so much for that. So last but not least, we're going to go into the Nemo's showreel. So let's go into this one here. I'm again going to put this in full HD, and I'm going to watch it first without sound. So let's start watching it first. Okay, so Nemo, I think you have a good showreel, but here's a couple of things that I would definitely tweak. So Nemo, another thing I would ask you, would you mind if I would share the showreel and discuss this showreel on my talk this weekend on Splash? Would you mind to do that? Let me know on the chat if you are okay with that, okay? No problem, Oberon. Really appreciate that you enjoyed the feedback. So let me know, Nemo, if you're okay with that. So let's start from the beginning again. First of all, I think, Nemo, you don't need to have such big text, okay? This just is a bit too big. Okay, thank you so much, Nemo. It's way too big. I know it's not. It doesn't sound like an important thing, but remember, this is your first thing I'm seeing. Okay, and this, for me personally, this frame is telling me. Sorry, just 1 second. I thought I heard something. No, I'm probably nuts. No, sorry, sorry guys. So first thing that this tells me is that you are not very good in design, and this is not good. Like, you basically are using a very large font, way too big. I would make it at least half this size. It doesn't need to be bigger than half of this, okay? Really be careful with these things, because these things might make people turn away on your showreel because it just doesn't look pleasing aesthetically, okay? So that's the first thing I would say. Information-wise, it's correct. It's just that it's too big. So I would make it half of the size. Then, next step. Second thing I would say is that I think you need to start with your best shot, and this is not your best shot, okay? So, but let's talk about what your best shot is after. So first of all, I think in terms of lighting, you have a couple of problems, okay? So first of all, your rim lights are exploding. Look at this. This light that is hitting the shoulder is pure white. It should never really be pure white. The same goes for the outer windows as well. Something is wrong with your lighting settings because it should not be this bright. It's almost exploding. It's exploding so much that when he's sitting down on the chair, you actually see a huge rim of white around his shoulders. And I just feel like you should really be careful with this because it really makes your shot look very strange, especially here. Look at this. There's like this gigantic white line around. I do think you might have your values on lighting way too much. The same goes for the cup here, completely overexposed on the top there. You have to be careful with these kind of things. I think your lighting needs to be a bit softer, okay? So try to soften your lighting in your shot. Regardless of that, I think modeling-wise, it looks nice. I think animation-wise, it looks nice. You did a really good job. It's very, it matches kind of the Lego movies. But again, you have the same problem in lighting here. You can clearly see that your lighting is overexposed completely on the window, overexposed completely on the grass, overexposed on the floor. You need to be careful with your sources of light. Your sources of light are going berserk. It looks like you have values over like 100 or something. You need to be careful with that. Just lower the values of that. But the other thing as well is you showed me this shot, but you never showed me any kind of any kind of geometry or breakdown. It would be nice for me to actually see some kind of geometry, some kind of breakdown, something, you know, like you did to the other shots. Now, this shot here, you have UV, grooming, lighting, rendering, and compositing. That's really nice. And you integrate it into a composite scene, which is nice, but then you do a fatal flaw at the end. Your grade is way too dark. The grade is so dark that I can't even see what you've done. So this is a problem, because you did a really good job, and the fur looks great, and the grooming looks great, and the lighting looked great, but then you just hide it with this really extreme grade. The grade is so extreme that I can hardly see it. So you just need to be careful with this. It's way too much. I think it's the same problem you had with the first shot. Be careful with your values. I think you're going a bit too much with your values of blacks and whites. And it's really a shame, because this shot looks terrific, okay? Now, if we go to the next shot, same exact thing happens. You have a really nice shot, you do a really good job on grooming, you do a really good job on compositing, and then you just crush it so much that I can't even see it. I don't know if you're hiding your groom job, but you just need to be careful with this kind of color correction. It's just way too much. The other thing as well would be nice, since you've done... sorry, let's see. You didn't do the modeling, so of course you're not going to show a model on this. It doesn't say that you did the modeling, so it would be also nice to have... Well, sorry, no, the grading is really the biggest problem. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about the next shot. So this shot here, grooming, lighting, rendering, compositing. So you basically have... Looks really nice. You have a nice turntable. That's nice. I like that. I don't think you need really a lot. Maybe perhaps think about maybe doing a turntable... Well, no, actually, I think it's fine. You don't need to do anything on this. This shot here says all aspects. A bit hard for me to know what it is. You haven't done any breakdown, so it's a bit tough for me to know what it is. First of all, I'm not sure what is it, like what kind of object it is. And then you don't have any breakdown or any geometry layout or anything. So I can't really see exactly what you've done. So it would be nice for you to make some kind of breakdown on that shot. This shot here, you did everything. So if you did everything here, it would be nice to see a breakdown on all these shots, to see a breakdown where I can see the actual modeling. I can see the actual topology of the geometry. I want to see how everything is actually made, you know. So, oh, okay, so Giselle is actually talking to Némo here about it. Giselle says, I guess you might have the same problem as me. When suggesting to degrade the way you want to do it and bring down its opacity by 20-30%, I tend to overdo depth field grades every time. Yes. One suggestion, Sajels is really making a good point here. And one thing I would say, Sajels, to add to what you're saying, is that one good way is maybe to find a friend of yours that is a colorist, or find a friend of yours that is a compositor, and maybe ask him how it should be graded, instead of you making the grade, because obviously a CG artist does not usually do a grade, okay? As a CG artist, I'm really much more like if you're going to be a generalist, I want to know if your shot matches the plate, okay? So you see, this is your plate, so I would like to know if this CG matches the plate. And at the moment, you're hiding your CG behind the grade. Because as a CG artist, you're going to match it to the plate, and then the compositors and the grading people and the colorists, those are the ones that are actually going to finish the final grade. So as you can see here on your shot, it doesn't really hold up. You can kind of see that it's a bit too soft. The black points are a bit off. You know, you have way too much dark on the bottom here and not really matching the black levels on the shot. So I can already see you're kind of hiding your shot, your lighting and rendering with a really strong grade. So my advice to you is to not do a grade, or maybe do a very subtle grade, okay? Do a subtle grade and don't change too much the plate. Because as a generalist, you're going to be working to the plate and not to a grade, okay? I hope you've understood what I mean. Like I said, I think it would be nice to have some kind of turntables on this. I would like also to see the typology of the geometry as well. I much prefer to see the typology of the geometry than seeing this animation. I think it's much nicer to actually see the actual geometry of what you've done. Then this shot here looks rather nice, but again, you suffer for the same problem. again, you have too much overexposure coming from the window and looks very unrealistic. If you look here, these window wood parts are completely blown out. And again, I would advise you to not grade so much because it's really letting down your shot, you know. So Loctolini is saying that he was not in charge of the grade. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that anywhere, so sorry about that. I've missed that. But if you're not in charge of the grade, what does that mean? Was someone else in charge of the grade? What does that mean, actually? Sorry, I'm not really sure what does that mean regarding... So if you don't have any control over the grade, you should probably go back and try to see if you can change the grade. Because it's just not really helping your showreel. So this shot is much nicer. The grade is much nicer. Again, you're a little bit too overexposed again. This shot looks beautiful. Like, lighting looks nice. It's not overexposed. The only thing I would say is that you have way too much blur on the background. Okay, so there's no way this depth of field is realistic. Let me put it this way. If this background was this blur, then the beginning of the table would be blurred as well, okay? If it would be so blurred, this means it almost looks like it's an f1.2. If it's this blurred, the background, that means even this cherry would be a bit blurred. Even the table would be blurred. And because it's all sharp, then the background should be sharp as well. So you need to be careful. You need to make sure you have proper photography matching on your shot, you know? So be careful. Always look at photos and try to match photos, because that's not how a lens works, okay? And that's it. And then at the end, you have the same problem. You have way too much text on this thing. You need to, like, really tone down the text a bit. It's too big, you know? I don't need to see it so big. So I hope that that worked for you. I hope that... let me just go back and actually check... check what you wrote. That would be nice if I do that, so that I can know what you actually wrote here. Oh, sorry, just did a mistake here. I've by mistake closed the window with the subscriber room. Okay, cool. No, that's not this one. The moderator. Okay, cool. Sajels is making another suggestion here. So Sajel says, one more suggestion from CGN. For hair and fur, look at some real-world examples. Clumping could be better. The shot boar pig. Also, the torso guy. What I want to look is variation length of the hair, clumps, and real-world references, and start layering effects layers. Yes, absolutely. That is absolutely right, Sajels. Is a really good point. And actually, let's just go through that shot again and just go through that exactly what you said, because I think you have a really good point. So, and this is, again, the same thing. You can't really see it because it's so dark. You can hardly see it. But Sajels really has a point. You see here. Normally animals have a lot of variations on fur. Okay, so in here, for example, you would have some dirt on the fur, especially because the animal is actually on the floor. So you probably would have little pieces of the leaves in the hair. Some of the hair, because this looks like it's a combed hair. So this is if this is a wild boar, it would be dirty, you know, because it's a wild boar. So if it's a wild boar, it should be running around the forest. That means it should have like dirt, pieces of dirt. It should have some pieces of mud. It should have pieces of dirt, of earth. It should have pieces of leaves as well sticking on it. It should definitely have dirt. And then, like Sajel says, you should break up the fur quite a lot so that you have long hairs and short hairs and a bunch of them all mixed together, okay? So that would be what I would suggest. And actually, Sajels goes one step further and puts some frames here for you guys to see. So you see here, like Sajels is suggesting, you see here, clearly if you look at these photos, you can clearly see how dirty it gets. I know this one is on water, of course, but you can clearly see all the fur has little pieces of dirt. It has little pieces of leaves. It has little pieces of debris all attached to it, okay?
More to the left.
No, a little bit more to the right. Stefan991, thank you so much for the subscription on Prime.
A little bit more to the left.
A little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the right. Don't forget, everyone watching this stream, don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, it's completely free to subscribe to my channel, okay? It's completely free. Don't forget that. Like, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to my channel. It's free. And basically, I get paid by Amazon, and you don't pay anything, okay? So it will really help me, my channel, if you subscribe to my channel on Amazon Prime and you don't spend a dime. Okay, so we reviewed all those shots. I'm just going to go through. We're going to do a break again because it's already been another 4 or 5 minutes. We always do responsible streams. So I hope that helped you on your showreel. And again, I really hope, Némo, that you don't mind if I share your showreel on the festival. I really would love to do that if you would allow me to do it. So, other questions I have here, besides the showreels, let's see here. Kwong0715 says, "Hi Hugo, I am a K and HV joint. Sorry, I am K and HV join your course in Kickstarter. Will the first session start?" So, the course will start on the 16th, and please check your email because there should be an email about it. Okay, there should be an email about it from my producer Bjorn. If you didn't get an email, please contact me. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, cool. Another question here I have from Dan Eckstein. He says, "Could you look at 2 shots of mine, please?" So there's another showreel here. So I'm going to do that after the break, okay? And then we're going to go back to Control because I really want to finish off the game a little bit more because I feel like I'm neglecting Control. Anyone here that is actually expecting me to be playing the game is very disappointed now. So let me just put the showreel here. I'm gonna put your showreel, Dan. And then last question I have here, Gaming Corner 421. How can I find shots to work on to make showreel, especially green screen? Well, one way to do it, Gaming Corner 321, is for you to basically shoot yourself plates. That would be one way to do it. Basically to join together with a friend of yours and maybe get a camera, maybe rent a camera, maybe rent a studio and film your own plates. Another way of you getting green screen plates is if you join my Nuke course, you'll get green screen plates for you to use on your showreel. So you can always join my course and then you can do that. Cool. Okay, cool. So let's see here. What are you talking about here? Kong07 is not resisted yet, I think. What do you mean? Not really sure what you mean about that. Not sure. Okay. Not really sure what you mean with that question, Long to Lin. Let's do a little break. So we're going to do a break, and then after that, we're going to play a little bit of Control, and then we're going to watch the last showreel, okay? I'll be right back. Don't forget to stretch your legs. Don't forget to drink a bit of water, okay? So I'll see you very soon. Okay, so we're back. I hope you guys stretched your legs. So we still have one showreel to go, but I think I feel like I've neglected Control for a long time. So I'm going to just not neglect Control for a little while. Let's just do a few minutes of Control. What happened here? And then after that, we're gonna go through the last showreel because we're gonna still be streaming for another 20 minutes or so. Okay, so I'm gonna activate that one. Why not? Another mission, so okay, cool. I just feel like I've been neglecting the game for so long now that I need to kind of like play a little bit of the game. Otherwise, this is not a gameplay stream. It's just a fake gameplay stream. Okay, cool. So now I have a new mission here. But I feel like we had a really nice session, you know. I feel like you guys probably enjoyed that. Enjoyed my feedback on showreels, and I'm really happy that you guys are sharing. It means a lot to me that you guys are actually sharing the showreels. Oh, look, the cutscene.
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jessie Faden. I'm coming to help.
Why is her sound so low?
Hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
Her sound is really low for some reason. Okay, cool. So, let's see here. Maybe he didn't... Oh, shit. I was looking at the... Sorry. I was looking at the chat and I just died. I was reading the chat. Sorry about that, guys. So Peng says, thank you today. I think a lot of opinions. I also want to make a new show reel recently, but I really want to know if my last year reel could be better. Can I post it? Let the master see it. Of course, yeah, you can post it as well here. It's not a problem. Definitely you can post it, the show reel here. So not a problem at all. I'm not sure if I'm still going to do it today because we have quite a lot of things. We still have some show reels to go through, but hopefully I can still go through it. I don't know what happened there. Someone just came to kill me.
Marshall, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, skip. What happened here? Okay, so someone... Okay, I see. Okay, well... Okay, well, they're all dead now. Except this guy. Who's that? Look at these cheeky bastards trying to kill me like that. Cheeky, cheeky bastards. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Not cool at all. Not cool at all. That's not nice of them. Okay, well, anyway, I think I still have... There's 2 more showreels to go through. We did a lot of showreels today. Okay, but I'm guessing. Okay, so speak
Marshall
with Marshall.
is right down the hall.
Okay. What the hell is happening here? So these guys are just oblivious to the people on the fuck. That's fine. Let's just go and talk to Marshall. Ah, cool. I'm gonna open this up. Claim the control point. So let's go through another question here. So STR9 LED says, hi Hugo, could you give me feedback on your show reel? Oh man, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it today. But we still have maybe 15 minutes left. I probably can still do it. I will continue to ask the question, do you mind if I use your show reel on my talk later on this week at Splash? Would you mind that I do that? I hope so. I hope you can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna actually just see if I can. Oh, I have something here. Okay, cool. No, I do have collect reward. Cool. I have a new reward here. Cool. And this means I can accept a new one. And I can only accept 2 at the same time. So I don't have enough contrast. Do I have enough to build the... Oh, I still don't have enough to build a new weapon. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Abilities, I don't really have any ability points to go through. And let's go and through. So where's this guy that I need to talk to? He's not here, so I guess he's over here or something. Yeah, he's probably here. I'm guessing he's probably here. There you go.
There you are. I was starting to worry.
Okay, cool. That's it.
Congratulations on your appointment, Director Fink. I'm Helen Marshall, head of your operations. Saturday's Day.
For some reason the sound is really low.
Just call me Jesse.
Yeah, I'm definitely having some issues today. Not sure why the sound is so low.
Makes sense.
Shouldn't be this low. But
Here's the situation. Darling created the HRAs in a lab nearby. We need more if we're going to survive this attack.
well, anyway, I think you guys can hear it. So while they're chatting away, let's go through another show reel here. So let's see here. Well, Sajals is also saying, what are those small blue lights in the floor? Those little blue lights are little life things. So basically, if you catch them, you increase your life. Because I have a life bar. I don't know if you noticed. Real Pixel Phil says, Showreel review is really interesting. Yeah, it is. I enjoy it a lot, and I think it helps the community quite a lot. Okay, so I guess I need to, like, do that. Can I open this? Ah, it's 5. So I'm guessing they want me to go and kill someone. Yes, of course they want me to. Oh, shit, man. Jesus Christ. I just feel like not powered enough for these dudes. Sound design in this game is just stunning. Guy is not. No, he is. Ah, fuck. Who was that? Jesus Christ. There we go. Smoky. So many of them. Oh, this is a good guy. I guess he is. Okay, I was killing the wrong guy. Effects on this game were on point, man. Is it dead? I doubt it. Where is he? There we go. That's the guy. Now he's dead. There's another one. Effects, man, on this game are just beautiful. There you go. I guess he's dead. Jesus Christ. This game just looks beautiful. God damn it. What do I have to do now? Okay, so well, they're all dead. So do I have to go here or something? This looks weird. I don't know what that is. Oh, here you go. I need to get the control back. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Ah, shit. But it was done, and now there's another guy. Oh, is he recovered? What the fuck? He recovers all his power, though. It's a bit impossible to kill him. What's the point? He always recovers. Jesus Christ. There you go, he's dead. Is there another one? Yes, there is another one. How many of these goddamn guys are there? Oh, there you go. Oh man, this game looks beautiful. Is that done? Okay. Yes. Now it's done. Cool beans. Okay, cool. I guess that was it. Much nicer now. So what's going on here? I couldn't go in here. I'll go to the last showreels in a second. Okay, let me just like do a couple of more minutes of the game, and then we can move on and wrap up the stream with some showreels. Let me just shit, man, this game looks so good. Look at this shit. Look at this. Live, man, guys, don't forget this is a PlayStation 4, okay? PlayStation 4 is like how old now? It's like 6 years old or 5 years old. It's just Jesus. This is all on game engine. It's just incredible. I just feel like this game is just absolutely incredible. Okay, I have to go through here, I guess. It's incredible that this is actually running on a PS4. I just can't believe it, you know. Okay, I guess I need to like move these things around. Because I need to get to it. And I can't kill it. Okay, I need to remove them all? Well, that's gonna take forever. Just want to get to that thing there. How do I get it? Okay, I can get it through here. There you go. Still works. That's good. Oh, what is that? Okay. I guess I need to do that. Wait a minute. No. No, that's too much. The fuck? Okay, that's what I want. No, not that one. I want empty there. And then I want full on the top. Shit. This is not easy. Okay, so I need to go this way. Too much? Ah, okay, almost. So empty there. And then see here, up. Ah, fuck. Not that one. I need to have that one zeroed out, and then this one in. Ugh. This is gonna take a while, I think. God damn it. Okay. Loctolini says, Hugo, you are so passionate when talking about games. Makes the stream a lot more interesting. Thank you so much for that. Well, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this game because I don't know this thing. We need to go through the short reels. I don't want to, like I said many times, I don't want anyone to feel like they didn't get their money's worth. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the short reels here because I don't want you guys to think that we haven't really done the short reels. Okay. So let me just do that. Let me just go in through here. Where's the short reel? I need to adjust the mouse here. So we have 2 short reels. So we have, let's see here. Okay, so Dan had a short reel. So we have 3 still to go. So let's go in here. So are you, Dan, are you happy for me to share this short reel on my talk? Please say yes. Okay, so let's start with Dan's showreel. So I'm gonna go to Full HD, open up this thing, and then I'm gonna just watch the showreel. Cool. This is quite nice. So I'm assuming you did the modeling and the CG, I guess. You don't really say that on the showreel, so I'm assuming that's what you did. Very, very nice, man. Very nice work. I don't really know what to say. It looks terrific. Light looks really nice. The sun hitting it looks really nice. I like the dirt on the lens as well. Okay, so you're a compositor. Okay. So here's the thing then. Your shot looks terrific. It looks really, really good. But if you're a compositor, this is not enough for compositing, you know. Although the shot looks fantastic, and you did an amazing job in compositing, if you want to be a compositor, you kind of have to have keying, you have to have roto, you have to have plates, you have to have footage. And you have no footage, you just have a full CG shot. So people would kind of think that it's a bit too easy, you know, to do a CG shot. I think it looks terrific, but I think you just need to have more shots. I don't really have much to give you feedback on. I think it's a terrific shot. Depth of field looks nice on point. The dirt looks nice. The glow in your volumetric light looks really nice. The glow scatter looks really nice. Particles look really nicely integrated as well. All the passes that you have look nicely integrated as well. Background and matte painting looks really rather nice. The smoke, the way you've integrated as well. Yeah, I don't have much to say. very good work, man. Very good work. So then, you did the modeling as well. Okay, so if you did the modeling, you need to say that because I didn't know that. Like you only say After Effects and Comp at the end. So you actually tell me that this is just oh, sorry, sorry, I misread. You didn't do the model. Okay, you did everything else. Cool. Yeah, I mean, oh, so you did the rendering as well? Is that the case? You did lighting and rendering? Yeah, if you did lighting and rendering, yeah, I can see that here now. You basically did compositing, grading, modeling, sand assembling, rendering, painting, texturing, matte painting. So if you did all of this, man, you need to put here that you're not a composer. I would say that you are a CG generalist because this is really not a compositing showreel. This is a CG generalist showreel. This is like a lighting showreel. You know, you have really good lighting, you have really good rendering skills. You have to be careful with not selling yourself as a composer, because if you're going to sell yourself as a composer, then you're missing green screen compositing, you're missing rotoscoping, you're missing a lot of things that are missing for it, you know. Yeah, but it looks really cool. Sajels is making a good suggestion here, like the heat haze would be nice. I think that's a really good call. I would definitely do that. Really good call, Sajels. Yeah, the heat haze would be nice. Even at the end here, maybe a little bit of heat haze goes through the shot as well as he goes through the floor, you know. But yeah, really nice. But really be careful when you're showcasing yourself and you're selling yourself. You need to make sure you apply to the correct position. So at the moment, this is not a compositing showreel, okay? This is a lighting showreel. It's basically a lighting showreel. That's what you have there. Yeah. So I hope that helped, Dan. So Dan, do you mind if I share the showreel on my talk this weekend at the Splash Festival? Would you mind that? Because I would love to talk about this showreel a little bit with everyone, you know. Would you mind doing that? So let me just it's already 8:30. I just need to double check if I still have a few more minutes, okay? I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. Just give me 1 minute and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, I'm back. Sorry, I was just like double checking I was just double checking if I had to go already, because Anna is making dinner today. She's making dinner right now, and I was just double checking, and I still have half an hour, so we still have some time to go through the showreels. If you guys want to stick around a little bit more, we can finish this off. So Dan, thank you so much for allowing me to share your showreel. And I do think that it is a terrific shot, but you need to, if you're going to be a composer, like I said, you need to like look into having compositing shots on your showreel, okay? Now, let's go to the next showreel. So if we go to the next showreel, let's see here. The next showreel would be from STR9 LED. And don't worry, I'm going to go through all the showreels of today, okay? So don't worry, guys. I still have like 20 minutes left on my I actually have half an hour left. So let's go to this showreel. So this showreel is from STR9 LED. So how would I say this? STR9 LED? STR9 LED. I don't know how to pronounce that. So I'm just gonna put full screen here. I'm just gonna like go through here. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at this showreel first, and then we go through it. Wow, that's a lot of shots. You have a lot of shots. How long is this showreel? Okay, it's 2 minutes. You have a lot of shots. You have way too many shots. Is this a show? Can you answer me this? Is this a personal showreel or is this a company showreel? Could you let me know what it is? If it's a company showreel or if it's a personal showreel, just so I know. Okay. So let me know that if it's a personal showreel. This is my personal, but my company. Okay. So yeah, so your showreel has. Let me put it this way. It has good stuff. Oh, sorry, this is not the correct showreel. It has good stuff, but it also has bad stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go through it real quick here. So first of all, motion design. I understand this is a motion design showreel, so I'm assuming that it's probably After Effects mostly. That's probably what you want to do there. So I think you have way too many shots. So tell me this: what's your objective? Do you want to work on a visual effects company? Do you want to work on a motion graphics company? Are you trying to get a new job? Like, what's your objective, or is your showreel just to get more work on motion graphics? What's the actual objective that you're trying to do here? Let me know on the chat so that I have a bit of an idea what exactly you want. Okay, that would be easier for me to know like that. Okay, let me know on the chat. So regardless of that, I'm gonna just go through it step by step so that I can give you some kind of feedback. So first off, I think you have way too many shots. So I don't mind the intro, that's fine. Although I think you can make it simpler. This drawing doesn't look very nice, so I wouldn't probably spend time having this drawing. Because remember, this is the first thing I see of your showreel, okay? So that means that it might pull me out if I see this, okay? Then, as I go through your showreel, I think you do not need to have this, okay? So there's no point for me to see all the shots that I'm about to see. I think this is just redundant, and it's just going to waste your time on your showreel. I would prefer to just see the shots. Now, I think some shots are better than others. Let me just give you like a quick rating. I think this shot doesn't look good enough in terms of 3D. I think the 3D is lacking detail. The animation is lacking detail, is a bit stiff. The color palette is a bit strange, so I would probably not have this on my showreel. I think this shot is okay. I think it still needs a lot of work in terms of shading and lighting, but it's definitely better than the first one. I still think you have a bit too dark. Basically, your burger looks crisp. It looks like it's burned. It's pure black. So there's a couple of problems on this shot anyway. Then this shot here, again, you have, I know you're going for a stylized look and it's a motion graphic look, but although I like your truck, and I think the truck is nice, I don't really like your character in terms of design. It's a bit poor, so this shot also is a bit lacking. Now, this shot looks nice. It looks interesting enough, although it would have been nice to have a little bit better lighting going on the shot. It's a bit flat. It would be more interesting to maybe have some kind of light pattern going on the wall. Maybe a window is next door and make some lighting into the floor. Maybe that could be it. But I definitely think it's a nice enough shot. This shot here is also interesting, but there's a couple of problems here. As you can see outside the window, if it's supposed to be really nighttime, it looks a bit strange because it doesn't really look like nighttime. You can still see some forest there, but then it's really dark as well. So in terms of lighting, is a little bit poor. It's a bit flat. In terms of motion graphic, this shot is okay. This shot is also okay for you to showcase your work. This shot is a nice shot. This shot is also really nice. This is a really nice shot with the liquids. I think you did a really good job there for motion graphics. This shot is also okay. This one is also okay. I think you have some really nice titles animations there, which are quite nice. This shot is very poor, like in terms of, so you had a really nice bunch of titles there, and then basically you have a very poor compositing shot here. And why is this poor? Basically, the shot just does not look like well integrated. You see, she doesn't look like she's in this environment at all, and the environment is way too dark. Like it just doesn't really work at all, and your roto and keying is very much not working. You have very harsh edges. There's no detail on the hair. There's no detail. It just, oh, sorry, wait a minute. Sorry, this is CG, isn't it? Yes, it is. Sorry about that. That's why it looks so badly integrated. So basically, I would recommend you to kill that shot because I don't think it gives you any service. Like, it's really stiff and it's not well integrated at all. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's in the correct shot. This shot is okay in terms of motion graphics. I think it's interesting. You know, this one is definitely interesting. This is one of your best shots. I really like the lighting, and although the CG is a bit lacking, and it would be nice if it's really round, because as you can see, it's actually not round, the shapes. The shapes are kind of polygonal. I can actually see the polygons. It would be nice if they were actually round and not actually like this. But this is definitely an interesting shot. This shot here suffers from the same problem that Némo had on his shot. So you basically have way too overexposure. The light is just killing the shot. Outside, it's like this building is on a white box. And it should actually have a sky. You should see a bit of blue. You should see something. And it should never be this overexposed. So I think you went a bit too far on grading. And also in terms of details of rendering, you see here, you can clearly see the wood is not very realistic. You can see that it's kind of like, it looks like a repeated pattern. It doesn't really have any kind of detail. Also, like the light is just overkilling your shot. So you just need to like lower the light a bit. This shot is interesting for motion graphics. I think you did a good job. This one as well, you did a good job. The titles also are nice. I think this one is also interesting. This one is also interesting. This one is not so interesting. I think the color palette is a bit lacking. The style of your motion graphics don't look very good. They're just like a bit too dark as well, a bit too overexposed as well. This shot here, I wasn't really sure what that is, of the person going down. I just think you need to select a bit more. You know, you have way too many shots. You need to make a selection. You need to basically pick the shots you like and do better versions of those shots. It usually in visual effects and motion graphics in a showreel, you need to do less, not more. Okay, less is more. That's what you want to do. You want to have really good shots, but you don't want to have too many shots. Okay, now these shots are really not working. The animation is incredibly stiff. So you need to kind of work on that animation. I like this little animation of the logo that you have here. It's really nice. This one is also okay, although I think you have a way too much too much grade on the shot. It's way too dark in here. And also in here, it would be nice if your sparks were a little bit smaller because they look a bit too big. This shot looks okay, I think. This shot again is similar to the other one. Animation wise here, this animation is way too exaggerated. They shouldn't really do that. There's so many shots, man. Damn. And some of them are so quick that I can hardly see them. It's way too many shots. This shot is also not working very well in terms of static. Like you basically have, unless the client has requested specifically for this design, I think it lacks a bit on design. It just looks a bit strange that you put the text on diagonal and it's way too white on the back there. Let's continue here. They're so short, these shots as well. Not really sure what this shot is doing here. So for example here, this shot is not working. You know, like this shot is not even rendered. So you should definitely remove that shot from the showreel because it's not even finished. This one is very low resolution. So I would really either get a really high resolution render of this or I would kill it from the showreel. This shot is interesting. It looks okay, although you have a lot of problems on your edges. So your depth of field is basically broken, and this is a common problem when you use depth of field incorrectly inside of After Effects or Nuke, you know. So you need to look into your edges of the depth of field. Now, this is really not necessary. I really don't need to see Maya's interface or Cinema 4D's interface or Nuke's interface. You should really remove any interface from your showreels, okay? There's no point of you having any interface. I don't need to see it. Now, this one here, it's a bit badly made, that character you have, in terms of as you can see here, it's not fully round. It's kind of polygonal, and so you lose all the little detail of the fur. And then in here, basically, again, your water looks way too overexposed, and also the drops of water are way too viscosity. You know, there's too much viscosity on it. It's way too big and too lumpy. It's like the water is big lumps instead of real water. You're also missing foam on the water, and you're missing the semi-transparency of the water. This one is nice. The cassette player. It's a nice model that you have here, and it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. You have way too much glow and too much blur on these shots of the car. The Lego animation is really stiff, and you have an actual white outline around the actual Lego doll as well. Let's continue watching it here. You're showing the same environment, so this is another thing. You should always gather the shots, okay? It's like you should always gather the shots together. I don't want you to like, you should never have one shot and then the other shot right after, you know. So they should be all together if it's the same project. You shouldn't separate them. You see, you intercut shots from different projects. You should really not do that. So I think overall, I think your showreel just needs a lot of work. That would be what I would say. I think your showreel needs a bigger selection. You see here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16. Okay, so that's what? 50 shots? That's way too much, man. You have to really make a selection. Basically, select less shots, less is more, and really pick the best stuff you like, okay? And you need to improve some of the static parts of your shots. Some of them are too overexposed. Some of them are too dark. Some of them have a little bit of poor design. Some of them have poor modeling. Some of them have poor animation. But others are really nice. Like the one with the lights around the person is really nice. The CG logos you have are really nice. I think you just need to really cut this shot, okay? So, Slam 6000, what are you asking here? Is saying, personally, I think Subway is trash, but since subs are a half this month, I decided to go with the foot-long roasted beef sub with extra mayo. What the hell are you talking about? Thank you so much for that. Well, don't forget that, actually, that's a good reminder. Don't forget that this month is half price to subscribe to the channel. So if you want to subscribe to Hugo's Desk on Twitch, it is half price this month. And it really helps my channel, so please feel free to subscribe. And don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, it's free. Okay, so let's move on to Peng's showreel. So let's move on to her showreel. I really feel like I neglected the video game. So what I'm going to do next week, guys, I'm actually going to play a lot more. Oh, before I go to the showreel, STR9LED, would you mind if I share your showreel on my talk on Prague this weekend? Do you mind if I do that? Would you mind? I'm gonna just like I've been asking this to everyone on the chat. Can I use your reel in my talk at Splash? I just wanted to like have examples of showreels so I can do a basically tell people what to do on their showreel. It's your old... okay, so cool.
No, a little bit more to the right.
Oh, Memoram just subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated.
Just a little bit more to the left.
Much appreciated.
Just
So,
a little bit more to the right.
yeah, so
Just a little
I'm
bit more
glad
to the
that you
left.
like the advice. This is
Just
your
a
old...
bit more
as
to
you
the
say,
right.
this is your old showreel. You're working on a new version. Good. So if you're working on a new version, make sure to make your showreel a lot shorter with less shots. Focus on making really high quality shots and drop some of the shots that don't look good enough. Okay, try to do that. Okay, so let's look at Xi Ping's compositing showreel for 2018. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And let's have a look at the showreel again. Let's have a look at showreel and go through it. So I'm gonna watch it first, and then we're gonna go through it. Pretty cool showreel. You have some really cool stuff here. That's a tough green screen. Damn. You have a lot of shots. That's crazy. You have so many shots. I would really focus on trying to pick some of your shots, you know. So let's go through this real quick. Okay, so let me do this first. So, Memoram, I would definitely check your showreel, but this will be the last showreel I'll check. Okay. I won't check any more showreels today because we already went far beyond what we usually do, and I feel like I've neglected Control so much. I really wanted to play Control this week, and I just neglected it. So what we're gonna do is next week we're gonna play a lot more Control. Okay, I hope you guys don't mind. But anyway, let's go through the showreel here, and we'll do it after. Okay, so we still have a few more minutes. So first of all, I think you have way too many shots. That's the first thing I would say. And I think you should start with your best shot. And I don't think this is your best shot. So first of all, on this shot here, where you did compositing, matte painting, roto, add light and everything, it looks a tad overexposed, I'll be honest. And for me, personally, I think it looks a bit fake in terms of lighting. So for example, if you look at the light on your matte painting, you clearly see that there is literally almost like this is completely overexposed, and all of this is completely overexposed here, and then she is also overexposed on one of the sides. But if you look at her, she's getting all this light on the side, but where is this light coming from? Like, it's definitely not anywhere else. Like, I just don't know where that light is coming from. So I'm a bit unsure about that shot. I definitely don't think it's your best shot. Then we go to this one here. Now, this one here, you definitely need to work on your edges. The roto is really not on point. You have a little bit of a black edge there on the hair. The hair detail has lost a lot of detail, mostly on the back and also on the front there. And also, you lost a lot of detail here. You see how this shape does not feel correct. It's almost like you've rotoed and stole a piece of her nose there. And in fact, do you have the shot, the original shot? There you go. That's the original shot. You see here, we have a lot more information there, and you basically, and I understand it's a roto over black, but it just needs more work in terms of roto. Also needs more work in trying to get this piece of hair a little bit more semi-transparent, because if it's going to hit light in the back, it would definitely get more semi-transparent. Now, keep in mind this. don't get upset about my feedback, okay? I'm just like giving you constructive feedback. And in fact, let me already ask you this. Would you mind if I share this showreel on my talk on Splash? Would you mind that? So if you say yes, then I would love to do that. Now, moving on to the next shots. This shot here. Sorry, I'm just gonna see that in. So you basically paint out that. I think it's quite nice, the paint over. I don't really see any problems, so I think that shot really looks lovely. And this shot here, you basically painted out those marks, also very well made. Don't really see any problems whatsoever. Really nice shots. This one here, also very nice with the reflections, looks really nice. This one here, the roto and the key needs a bit of work. They look a bit too sharp, these edges, so I would really work a bit on that. The other thing as well that I notice on the shot is that it feels a bit strange that it's so sharp. Like there's so much sharpness here, and then everything is just off a bit. So it almost looks like they were not filmed with the same lens. It looks to me like they were filmed maybe with like a 35 to a 50 mil, and then this is like a 24 mil. So you have disparity between lenses. It looks a bit strange, and I would fix that. Now this one here adds skylight and shadow. Basically, there's no breakdown there, so I don't really see the breakdown. It looks okay, although I think your sky is overexposed, but because especially if we're going to have such a bright sky, I don't really see it on the car, but maybe I'm wrong there. But then this one here, compositing, sky replacement, paint out, tracking. So tracking looks on point. Of course, I would like to see it frame by frame on a big screen to really double check. But also your... Let's see here. Let's go back to the plate. Yeah, your cloud, the cloud that you've comped, looks like it's parallaxing, and you need to understand that the clouds are really far away. So you see, these clouds would be beyond the parallaxing of this mountain, right? So it at the moment the mountain looks like it's more far away than the cloud. The cloud looks like it's overing on top. So parallaxing wise, it's not correct. The cloud should not move almost. So you have a bit of an issue there. Now, compositing, roto, paint out, tracking, add sign, and color light to effects. So the signage looks not completely photoreal there. I think it's perhaps because you need to look at what was there and try to mimic more what was there. So if you go in here, and let's see here the shot. So see, so you only kept it for a few fractions of the frame, so I hardly can see it. There you go. So you see, this is what was there originally, right? So you see you have an overexposed neon there, and that's how it looks. You see the light, it's overexposed on the neon. The light lamps are overexposed as well, and even these lights are overexposed because they're so bright that the camera has clamped that information. But look at this. And then when you put your neon, the light is so dim. So the light of that neon should be as bright as the light of the neon that used to be there. You know what I mean? So that means you should match the neon light to what used to be on the shot. So that would be what I would say for that to really work. In here, you have a couple of roto problems. Like you can clearly see the edges are not perfect. I can clearly see that you haven't finished the roto there on the bottom. And also, like, there's a bit of a feathering going on the arms. So the roto is much to be desired. You need to work a bit more on that roto. You clearly see that there's a wobble on your roto as well. And also, I think it's too much blur. And that works, that you can clearly, even here, for example, see here, look at this guy here. Let me see if I can stop it. You see this head here? You clearly see it's a bit of a transparency going on there. Oh, I can't put the bingo thing there. See if I can, yeah, see there? You see you're stealing too much detail on the hair, like almost these are kind of semi-transparent, so there's a lot of problems there going on. So you need to do a bit of job on the roto there. And actually the arms at the end, are they actually... Yeah, you're having the same issue there again. Yeah, you see here, we have a black edge there, a black edge there. Yeah, you have quite a lot of problems on the roto to make it really perfect. But I know it's a tough job. And then here again, you have like black edges around this guy here. You have black edges around the girl as well. You have a couple of problems on roto there. Now, compositing roto to effects, to the effects. So as you can see, the hand goes in, person goes in. That's all nice. It's all kind of like, this is all kind of motion graphics anyway. It looks really nice. This one here, you did a good job, but there still looks to me like you have lost a lot of detail on the hair there. That's what it looks to me. But maybe I'm wrong. But it also, the track doesn't look like it's sticking. Because the camera moves, doesn't it? Is the camera moving, or is it? You don't show me the real plate, so yeah, you see the background looks like it's sliding. It doesn't look like it's attached, so I think your tracking is off. I'm not sure if you did the tracking, but it looks like the background is not attached to the foreground. You need to look into that. Now, compositing, tracking, add mirror reflection. I think this looks nice, although your mirror doesn't look like it's tracking correctly. Yeah, it's definitely... wait a minute. Yeah, it slides a bit. So if someone's head is moving like that, it wouldn't have it's almost like this reflection has a big of a bounce there. So I think it needs a bit of work on tracking. It kind of bounces a bit. Compositing, keying, ID, design, screen to the effects. Let's see here. Same thing here. This is a bit too sharp, so if you look at the table there, you see like how the monitor is a bit blurred and the keyboard is a bit blurred, but then your image is too sharp. So you should always focus on getting something to match. Like if you know that the depth of field is, you see, on this parallel here, so whatever depth of field you have on this keyboard would be the one that you have on the screen. And at the moment, the screen is way too sharp, so you kind of need to get a bit of more blur there to make it really perfect and stand in. Here you have a bit of an overexposure going on the screen. I hardly can see what's going on there. So that one is just to the effects. It's okay. This one is also nice. This one, it seems to me like you have a little bit of a green spill going on his head. But, you know, this is just a motion graphic piece. I don't really have much to say about the opinion of what's going on. I think this shot is a bit weak. I wouldn't keep it on the showreel. I think I would remove it. This also is a bit weak. The CG looks a bit poor. I think you have better shots than this. This is a bit hard for me to know if it's good or not. It's so overexposed. Very tricky to notice. But definitely in here you see how the transparency on the hair is really not working. It shouldn't really be this purpley inside. It should be like small details on the back there, so it kind of lacks a bit of detail on your key there. But yeah, you have a really good showreel. So obviously I was super picky, okay? You need to understand I was super picky with the showreel, but I think you have a good showreel, but I just think that you have way too many shots. I would definitely remove this first shot. I don't think it's good enough. I would fix this one with the key. I think this one is fine. I think this one is also fine. I think this one is also fine. This one here, I would fix it, especially because you see, now that you look at the original plate, you see how the angle of the lens exists on this floor, and then as soon as you put the matte painting in, you see, you change it to a background that is more wider than it was. So this shot is not working in terms of lenses. So I would fix it or remove it. This shot, I wasn't really sure exactly what happened there, so, but the sky looks like it's sliding. Now that I watch it again, it looks like it's sliding. This shot, you need to fix that cloud. The cloud is overing too much. It shouldn't be parallaxing so much with the background. This one, you should fix the neon and have the same kind of light as the rest of the shot as well. This roto needs a bit of fix as well. So like I said, what else do we have here? Then we have a bunch of shots here that I don't think you can keep them. This one looks to me like the background is not tracked completely. Then you have some little things like comping this better with blur and maybe not overexpose this screen so much. And then of course you have a bunch of shots here that I really don't have much to say. They are finished productions, so it's not like we can change them. They are actually delivered in productions. So yeah, I think you have a really good work here, but you just need to kind of like improve these things, you know. But I would love to see your showreel again, because I think you've mentioned that you're doing new Showreel, right? I think you are. Real Pixel Phil says Control will get over it. Yeah, of course it will get over it, Real Pixel Phil. But I like Control. I wanted to play it. So yeah, so Shen Peng, I hope you've enjoyed the feedback. I think you really have a lot to do in your Showreel, but I think it's already a great start. You have a pretty strong Showreel. You just have to fix these things, okay? So let's go last but not least, the last Showreel of the day before we go. So this is Memorum, which is one of my latest subscribers to my channel. So thank you so much for the subscription. Don't forget that this month is half price subscribing. And it's also free if you have Amazon Prime. So I'm going to go. So Xing Ping, I hope you've enjoyed that Showreel, that feedback. And with your permission, I'm going to use it on my presentation, okay? So thank you so much for that. Eckhart33 says, good level feedback going on there. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm pretty good at this. Like, I was the head of compositing at the mill for almost like more than 5 years. So I am good at reviewing shots. I can tell you that. I'm very good at reviewing shots. That's my talent, is to review shots. Let's see here. So, Showreel here, new Showreel. Let's watch it first, and then we can go through it. I'm assuming you are a CG generalist, or is this a compositing showreel? I'm assuming it's a CG generalist showreel. Could you let me know that? Or is it a compositing showreel? What are you trying to do here? You didn't wrote anything of what you've done, so that's why I'm asking. Okay. Again, you didn't sell. So this is the first thing I would tell you is you need to actually tell people what the showreel is about. Okay, so it says here motion designer Moskov. Okay, so now I know it's motion design. Cool. But it would be nice if you actually wrote on the showreel that the showreel is motion design. I think that would help a lot. So let's go through the showreel first. So first of all, showreel starts well. Again, I think it would be nice for you to put your name and to put what position your showreel is for. So motion design and then your name as well. Don't forget to do that. Now, really nice shots here. Always the good advice is for you to start on your best shot. It's always the best. Okay, so Shinpeng is saying, thank you for these comments. Will update my new showreel knowing my own problems. This is actually something 2 years ago. I can do better now. Latest project I will be updated. Thank you for your feedback. Oh, no problem, Shin. Don't forget to share your showreel again. I would love to give you more feedback. You can do it privately as well. You're one of my students, and so you can just contact me on Discord, and we can talk more about it. You know, I'm happy to help you with your showreel and give you more feedback. I'm very happy to do that. Okay, so this shot looks really nice. I'm assuming you did everything. That's what I'm assuming. CG Generalist. Okay, cool. So I'm assuming you did everything, because this is the other thing. If you're applying for a job, you kind of need to tell people what you did. And usually what you do is you write it really, really small text on the bottom here. Just really, really tiny text on the bottom, just saying modeling, rendering, texturing, everything. So it would be nice if you do that, because then we know. But these two shots look really nice. Lighting looks nice. It's a little bit tad overexposed. Very graphic, though. Not photoreal. It's mostly motion graphic. But it looks nice. I like your lighting. I like your rendering. I like your... there's no flickering. The fur really looks really nice. This is a lovely shot, although you have too much noise on the bokeh. I'm assuming this is because you've rendered the depth of field in 3D. So you might want to consider bringing up the samples of your rendering or maybe denoising that in compositing. And this is a really nice shot as well. Very stylized, very beautiful colors. Very cool shot in here as well. It would be lovely to have some breakdowns, though. You don't have any breakdowns on your shots, but you have a really nice sense of design, really nice, good sense of modeling. Now, this shot doesn't look as good as the other shots. I mean, it's because it's, of course, not a topic as good as the other ones, but it's an interesting shot. This one is very nice. This logo, that logo of 9 is really, really nice. It's mostly, my problem with this is that you have way too much light inside here. It's so much light that it's really overpowering the shot. It's so overexposed, so I would really lower the exposure a little bit. This shot looks lovely. I really like this shot. Really nice design, really nice, lovely motion graphics. This shot here, I'm assuming you did the CG, also looks nice. All of this is very motion graphic-y. And I guess that's what you're going for. So none of these shots have problems whatsoever. All of them very nice. A little bit too overexposed there. You need to be careful with your lighting. Don't want to overexpose things too much. This one is really nice as well. A nice animation going on here. Very nice shot here as well. Very nice as well. You have really cool, good-looking design. I like this a lot. Very good work. If anything, I'm kind of missing on your showreel. I'm kind of missing breakdowns. You know, I wish I could have more breakdowns. This shot is probably one of the worst shots of your showreel. Your showreel is really nice, but then in here, you kind of have like this shot, which doesn't look as good as the other ones. I mainly think it's because your lighting is way too overpowering. You know, like the car is so bright and so overexposed that it just looks a bit strange. Maybe tone down the light a little bit. It just looks a bit too much. So, yeah, your showreel is really strong. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, your showreel is for motion graphics. So, if you want to work in visual effects, you would have to up your game and make the shots more photoreal. But definitely a very nice showreel. I think really my biggest concern was that you didn't put your name or your position at the beginning. And then my second concern was that I think this shot is a bit too overpowering in terms of lighting. Then I think also the other problem I had was you have a little bit too overexposure in here as well. What else? And then last but not least, I think the piano car doesn't look as good as everything else you have on your showreel. So you kind of want to maybe remove this shot. I don't think it's good enough, you know. But yeah, that would be it. And I can see some Russian on the chat. Thank you so much for that. I don't understand Russian at all. So I hope you've enjoyed the feedback. I think your showreel is really nice. You did really good work. But it would be nice if we can understand what's going on the chat. That would be very nice. And that was it. I can't believe we went through the whole thing here. One last question I have here from Sid80. Are these smoke effects done in game engine? Yes, they are. Everything is game engine. It's a proprietary engine from the game, from Control. I can't remember top of my head what the name of the engine is. Or is it Unreal? Maybe it's Unreal. I'm not sure now. I would have to... Well, let's Google it. So Control... so this is Remedy. So it's made by Remedy. I think they used to have an engine by themselves, but now maybe they've switched. Let me just have a look here. So the engine is... where is it? Plot, development... Does it say? Maybe it doesn't say the engine here. I can't really see the engine's name here. Okay, cool. Well, doesn't really say it. Sorry, guys. It usually says here. It usually tells you the engine, but this time I don't see it here. Well, I'll check later. I'll find that out. Anyway. I think we're gonna wrap up. Dinner is ready on my side. I need to go as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the showreel feedback. And don't forget, guys, everyone here, guys and girls, don't forget that you still can sign up to my Nuke course if you want. My Nuke course is still available, and you can still sign up until next week. And I hope you've enjoyed all the comments. And we did a lot of showreel reviews today. So thank you so much for sticking around here. Don't forget, next Thursday we're going to have a workshop, so we're going to continue the Homefront shot. So don't forget that. So thank you so much for being here. You guys are terrific. I really enjoy these chats we have together. They're really, really nice. And I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. So I'm gonna wrap up the stream here with one of the corniest TV shows in the world. So let's get ready for that, because it's gonna be really corny. But it was a show that I used to watch a lot when I was younger. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all the support. It's an Epic game. Well, it might, although it's Epic Games, it might not be done in Unreal. It might not be. I'm not sure if it is Unreal, but maybe it is. It could be Unreal. It could be Unreal. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all the subscriptions. I love you guys. And don't forget. There won't be any reviews. No, next week I'm just gonna play the bloody game. Okay, I'm gonna only play the game. So thank you so much for being here, and don't forget, Thursday we have a workshop. Okay, workshop in Nuke. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you so much for everything. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.